There we go. We live? Yes, we got it back. We're now live on YouTube, guys. Let me just confirm and see if the streams are playing. Okay, no, they haven't launched yet. Hold on, let me press. Okay, yes. There we go. Now we're live on YouTube. So we got everything fixed. Comments should start to, to flow in and stuff, so even though when I go on the YouTube side of things, it's still not saying that we're live. Huh. Not sure. Hold on. This sucks. Okay, we're live vertically, but for some reason the regular horizontal thing does not want to, unless... Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we're good. Now we're good, okay. Everything's good now. We're live on everything. So now, like I said, comments should start to flow in. Viewership to start to flow in. So, yeah, guys, anyway, sorry for the delay on the YouTube side. For some reason, the stream did not launch on the YouTube side, but now we got everything fixed up. Everything's good. So... yeah, now we should be flowing, nicely now until the end of the live stream. So yeah, as always, guys, sorry for the technical delays, but yeah, now it looks like everything's fixed, and now we are fully informed now, and now we can resume our normal stuff with these watch along streams. Carson,
Hello.
What's up, man?
Hi, I want to apologize for that. There is a glitch in StreamYard that caught me last night, and then it just showed as the stream as inactive on the YouTube side because it disapproves of the title name for some reason sometimes, and it's a pain in the ass. But you know what? We're just going to live with it. But luckily, we scheduled this stream 20 minutes earlier, so I think everything is good. So we've been live for about, I think, like... 4 minutes on the YouTube, and yeah, so I think it's all good. Everybody, I'm sure, got the notifications that we're live. So yeah, that StreamYard glitch is aggravating, but we're here, yeah. And hopefully we have our special guest joining us eventually. I know that he's usually late, so I think everyone can guess who it is.
Yeah, I mean the original one is still up, but I mean, if you probably delete that, then I'm not sure because it shows that there are people waiting on there. So
yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think we're good on this part here. Hold on, let me. I hate when StreamYard does this. This is a pain in the ass, but hey. Is it Beatty? No, it's not Beatty. Beatty will not be joining us. And I don't know if I'll allow that at the rate that we're going. But if you want to... Do you need me to put the pick stream on into the...
No, I got it. I was just waiting for everyone to come in.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering, because usually it's SNY they don't show, right? Yeah. They show SNY on there, but not picks, I guess. Yeah.
Pixie?
Pixie?
Alright, hold on. Let me share it.
Let me just make sure all of this... Oh
wait.
Stream.
Wrong stream. My bad.
Did you go through the pitching matchup if you need to?
I'm gonna go through that in a second because we were dealing with...
Yeah, okay.
The,
you want me to do the
thing.
Lineups while you're figuring it out, I can.
I know, I got it. I got everything set up.
All right.
There we go.
Gotcha. Alright,
but guys, anyway, as we said before, apologies for the technical delays. StreamYard was being a bitch, but we got everything figured out. Everything's fixed now. So anyway, guys, on to the starting lineups. And oh boy, are we in desperation mode now because Carlos Mendoza decided to put the whole lineup into a blender because, yeah, that's going to solve everything. But anyway, guys, leading off and playing right field for the New York Mets, Carson Bench. Batting second and playing third base, Bo Bichette. Batting third and playing shortstop, this guy, of course, we've known him for a while as our leadoff hitter, but now he's hitting third today. It is shortstop Francisco Lindor. Batting fourth and playing center field, it is Luis Robert Jr. Batting fifth and catching for the Mets, it is Francisco Alvarez. Batting sixth and DHing, making his second start as a Met this year, it is MJ Melendez. Batting seventh and playing second base is Marcus Semien. Batting eighth and playing first base, everyone's favorite 27-year-old prospect, Brett Beatty. And then batting ninth and playing left field, it is Tyrone Taylor. And on the mound for the Mets today, it is Kodai Senga. Onto the Cubs side of things, leading off and playing second base, it is Nico Horner. Batting second and playing first base, it is Michael Busch. Batting third and playing third base, it is Alex Bregman. Batting fourth and playing left field, it is Ian Happ. Batting fifth and playing right field, it is Seiya Suzuki. Batting sixth and DHing for them, it is Ballesteros. Batting seventh and catching for them, it is Parker Kelly. Batting eighth and playing center field, it is PCA. Batting ninth and playing shortstop for them, it is Dansby Swanson. And then on the mound for the Chicago Cubs is their newly acquired starting pitcher from the Miami Marlins in the offseason. It is Edward Cabrera.
All right. Well, you want me to do the pitching matchup? I can do that.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Anyways, we got Kodai Senga on the mound, looking to shake off a horrendous start against the Athletics that he had the last time out, which ballooned his earned run average above 7. And he's going to be facing one of the newest Cubs, who was acquired from the Marlins that we know fairly well, in Edward Cabrera, who is off to a fantastic start. As we all know, he's got talent. It's all really just about staying healthy for that guy, because he's not been healthy as much. But it should be interesting. This Cubs team is struggling probably almost as much as us as of right now. But, you know, we have one thing that the Cubs don't have.
Talent in the clubhouse.
Exactly. Talent in the clubhouse.
Because I was going to say, because you said that Edward Cabrera has talent, but does he have talent in the clubhouse? Because if he doesn't, then it's irrelevant.
It has no, yeah, we have absolutely no idea. But yeah, we'll see what the deal is here. But I'm running out of answers here, folks. I really am.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, because our special guest is still not arrived, hopefully he'll be here within the next couple minutes.
As expected.
But let's go through your guys' comments and see what you guys are saying. We got Maxwell here saying, let's see how the team responds with the off-day reset. Hopefully they reset well, but do I have a lot of faith right now? Absolutely not. We went over 1986's comment. It's not Beatty. Love for the hobby saying, I have $100 on the Mets and under 10 runs total. Let's see if you win that bet. That's all I got to say about that. Two Cats saying, howdy, boys. Let's hope that off day helped the team. Still hashtag fire Mendy. 100%. But as I said from the Stearns comments today, again, I know he's not going to blast his manager in public, but if he shares that same sentiment behind closed doors, then, oh boy, we might have a huge problem on our hands. That's a bold move. Tony saying, you good, Matt? Yeah, it's just, for some reason, in typical fashion, whenever I start a live stream, you know, my sniffles come up, and then for some reason I have to fucking sneeze. It's just, it is how it is. Like, perfect timing. Daniel, what is going on? Why is Benj leading off? Because Mendoza is desperate, and it's blender time. That's why he benched leading off. 1986 saying, Optimum doesn't have the game listed on the guide. I mean, sorry, but I guess for some people, maybe that's not sorry because they don't want to fucking watch this team, but for you, that sucks. But at least you have our side of the broadcast. Love for the hobby saying we need Kodai to have a good game. 100%. He needs to bounce back after that awful start against the A's. 2Cat saying excited for playoff hockey tomorrow. I'm riding Sens bandwagon. I love their team minus their historical bad goaltending. Yeah, playoffs start tomorrow. That should be exciting. I'm hoping that personally Buffalo goes far on the east side, and then on the west side probably Utah for me. Maxwell saying way too many batting averages in the 100s. Yup, they need to raise that as soon as possible. 2K saying I'm sure we'll have no problem with that 1.62 ERA. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but hey, listen. These guys are professional baseball players. They need to go figure it out for themselves. Daniel saying, I could tell the offense is going to be trash again because they don't take BP between night games and day games. Maybe. We'll see. 1986 saying, Dan Housen got his face on a truck. The curse is lifted. No, 2 Cats. It's not Wardy. And Beatty home run. Considering that he can't lift the ball to save his life, I'm not sure how confident I am in that happening. But hey, I guess we'll find out. And yes, guys, for anyone wondering, this is the new YouTube stream for this. So if you guys are having trouble with the original one, just switch over to this one. This is working much better.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there, because it doesn't look like the chats are showing up right now in the studio, but it is showing up on the stream. So we're just gonna go with it, folks. I guess that's what we're. Oh, there it is. Okay, I just forgot to refresh. My bad. That's just my fault.
Everything's
I'm
okay.
such a dingus. All right, Sap just told me he'll be here in 5. So for those of you who don't know who our guest is, he's been on our show plenty of times for our podcast. The first time we're having a guest here on the watch along stream. John Saponaro from TilMetsDoUsPart. So I'm sure everybody we have pretty much a cross platform, I'd say. A decent amount of his viewers are our viewers, vice versa. So I'm sure that you'll get some voices combined together, and we hope
all we need now is a certain subscriber to be in here to fuck with both Carson and John. Because if he's not here, then it's not really a live stream, is it?
Wrong stream. Yeah.
Oh. All right. Two Cats saying completely random, but NHL's broken. Rangers 34 wins getting a top 3 pick. Kings 35 wins in the playoffs. I know how the OT point is dumb. I've been saying it for years that it's dumb, but it is what it is. Talk to Gary Bettman about that. Dove, I don't believe I've ever seen you in here, so welcome to the channel if you are new. I put 280 on the Cubs. Come on, Cubs, stick to the trend. Hey, listen, with the way the Mets are playing right now, you might, I know the Cubs haven't been playing well either. I believe they're 9-9 right now, so they're at 500, which is a lot better than what the fucking Mets are doing right now, but hey, listen, if the trend continues, then you should be getting back your money. Need the Mets to win, and under 10 runs equals 100, or $100 equals 410. If I win, Senga needs to have a good game. Yeah, listen, if the Mets are going to win, that Senga's definitely going to have a good game because, the offense is not playing well. And BBA, yes, sorry for the technical delays, but for some reason, the stream did not launch on the YouTube side because apparently the title was not compatible with YouTube for whatever reason, but everything's fixed now. So
don't even ask at this point.
Carson's had problems with that before, so
yes, I was having some fun with some colorful language the last time it happened. I think we were all in a call together offline when that happened, and it was a lot of fun. Some fun exchanges were shown. So listen, I don't know if they're gonna have any trouble hitting today. It is 67 degrees, the funny number. That's hilarious. Partly cloudy. So hopefully that temperature is good enough for Senga, because we all know that he likes things crisp at 72 degrees. He likes the wind coming in from the northwest. So, you just never know.
Showing pictures there from the 2015 NLCS. Take us back to those days. Those were better days.
To the days of the dogs.
Ban Matt. What did I do? What am I getting banned for? Come on, BBA.
BBA's coming out swinging. He's pissed. We're all pissed, to be honest, right now. And we see Polanco is still on the bench, even though he should be on the IL.
Yeah. Teams. Yeah, I know. I already touched upon it briefly, but it's stupid. Team Zavala, I haven't seen you in here before, and by your thing, I'm sure you're a Cubs fan, so welcome to the channel. But guys, we do officially have our special guest, and just in time, as the game is now underway, but it's half of the TilMetsDoUsPart podcast. Please, everyone, welcome John Saponaro. John, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I apologize. I thought you guys just started at game time, which is why I'm here at game time. So that's my bad.
We actually started at 2:00 to adjust to your usual like 5-minute lateness or something. Like I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it in that way. Why not? Got bench leading off. So John, usually how this works is...
I did make it here for first pitch, though. I did.
All right. Yeah. So listen, hey, you got there. You crossed the finish line. That's good.
1-2 pitch to bench, takes that pitch in the dirt, 2-2 count.
All right, so John, usually how this works, I'm gonna put it in the private chat. We're usually in a StreamYard call where the game is all synced up, so we watch it through other StreamYard call. So there's no, either spoiling or
bench drives that ball out to left field, but it is caught 1 away.
All right, so yeah, just have that stream open, and you'll just be in the lobby there, and we'll try not to troll you with the sounds that we have in that offline call, which are just heinous.
Oh yeah, those are.
Cool. I like how this works because you were already doing play-by-play, and I was like, well, I'm behind because I'm on the MLB streaming app, which is always slightly behind, but this works. This works.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you can just turn your camera off in the other thing. Yeah. Just whatever you need to do. All right.
Here's Bo Bichette in for the Mets. He's already down on the count 0-1. Cabrera with the pitch, and Bichette fouls that pitch away. So Bichette now behind 0-2 in the count.
I will say this to you guys. I feel like these Cubs games, like I part of me appreciates like sticking with the thing that they've always done, which is like day games. And I know this time of year it's colder there in Chicago, so like I part of me appreciates this, but part of me is like, these Cubs games just happen at you, and I am just so tired of it.
Yeah. It's just...
But Bichette strikes out here looking for the second out of the inning.
Yeah. Already got a good approach going. This is great.
All right. Now here's Lindor in his new hitting position. Of course, being moved down to third, away from the leadoff position. But here's the first pitch. Takes that pitch in for a strike. Count now 0-1.
I don't know if you guys. Great. I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I said it in our group chat. Like, I feel like there's maybe like a little bit too much tinkering that's happening. Like, when you're this bad, you got to change something. So again, talking out of both sides of my mouth, I appreciate that the Mets are trying something different. Mendoza's trying something else. They're using the personnel they have to a better end, I guess. But like, I don't know. I just feel like he tweaked the thing with Lindor a couple of years ago. They move him up to the leadoff spot. And then since then, it's just like make changes outside of like Lindor and Soto, and like nobody stays in the same spot. And like, I just, guys need to get into a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe that's an old school thought process, but I don't know, man. I just don't, I don't, maybe I'm just souring on Mendoza.
I feel like they've lost the plot with Soto.
I think he's, I think Mendoza's just lost and he's desperate for whatever. Because he feels the pressure. He has to feel the pressure. I know Stearns said before that Mendoza's doing a good job, which whatever that means is a good job, but he has to be feeling the pressure and knowing that his job is severely under threat.
We've never seen Stearns throw guys under the bus, so it's not like he's going to say that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
You got to be feeling the pressure because of the common denominator, like I've been saying on our show so much. And I'm done yelling about it because I yelled about it way too much yesterday. But it's just, I don't understand what the hell is going on here. Like, usually I'm like, okay, I understand it, whether I agree with it or not. I understand what they're trying to do. At this current moment, there's been a lot of things that I'm like, you're losing me here. Like, what exactly are we doing? The Beatty and right field stuff, the leading off Carson Bench again.
Lindor drives that ball out to right field, and it's going to go off the glove of Seiya Suzuki. That ball's going to roll to the outfield, and Lindor's going to go into second base with a stand-up double. So the Mets have a hit here in the first inning.
He did tag that one for what it's worth. He really hit. That would have been very annoying if Suzuki caught that ball.
It would have been. It would have been at like our typical thing. That was a down and in changeup. All the way to the right field wall, 105.2 off the bat. That was a good swing by Lindor. And to be honest, Lindor has been having some good swings recently. He's been having some competitive ABs, but we all know he's not right. It's pretty much, he's not right. He's off to his slow start. It's the mental lapses on the other side of the field, which is where it's been concerning, really concerning.
And first pitch swinging because, Robert pops out to PCA.
Yep.
Current Mets center fielder to former, well, not technically former Mets center fielder because he never played a game for the Mets, but former Mets center field prospect.
I do feel I'm pretty sour on Mendoza right now because, and we talked about it in our show, I think that the most important thing a manager does during the actual game is manage the bullpen, which I don't think he's good at. No. So that's a strike against him right there. And I do think part of it is unfair for us to say, as people who are not in that room, that he has lost the room. I do think that's it's a partially unfair thing to say. However, we can only speculate because we all don't have the privilege of being there. And sometimes you just look at, like you said, the common denominator, Carson. You change all the coaches, you change 60% of the players or whatever it is. Carlos, it's almost impossible. It's almost impressive for this team to feel as similar as it did to 2025 with all of those changes. And he is the only common denominator. So for me, it's just like, I don't know, man. When you add that into the not being good at managing the bullpen, it's like managing personalities and managing the bullpen, keeping guys engaged. That's your job. And I feel like he's bad at all three.
I think that there's a a feeling to me that in some ways he has lost the clubhouse, mainly because of the overall trends of how we've seen the overall players approach this throughout, again, different players and different coaches or whatever. I think it's fair to say that we don't know what's happening in that clubhouse. We have absolutely no idea. However, at this point, we have seen so many times where, if for so many stretches under him, aside from that stretch in 2024 where they made that run to the postseason and, it was as crazy as it was, not repeatable. Just one of those things that I'm like, there's been so many stretches with Carlos Mendoza here where these players have looked unprepared, unfocused, and they've underperformed. And I'm running out of answers here besides saying, oh, well, there's an evil guy below Citi Field pulling the strings at this point, and we're just never going to win.
Horner pops up that pitch. Beatty will get underneath it, but Semien takes that play now, records the first out of the inning.
Dare you take that away from the TikTok star?
No, listen, for me, the reason why I've been saying that he's lost the clubhouse, and I think there's multiple ways you can lose the clubhouse. One is if it's just like people don't like you. And I don't know. I don't think that the players don't like Mendoza because off the field, he seems like a nice guy. But I think they don't respect him. I don't think they respect his leadership. They don't respect his stature. And part of the reason why is the guy never holds anyone accountable. I mean, how many mistakes do we have to see from guys make every single time on the field? We talked about it last game. Alvarez with that huge mistake on the base pass. The Mets could have had first and second with nobody out. Instead of him being benched, nope, stays in the game. We saw Jose Siri last year. 2 horrible defensive mistakes out in center field. And then gets a pitch clock violation on his first AB of the game, and he stays in the game. When you're allowed to keep making these mistakes, part of you as a player, but even like in a regular job, if you see that your supposed boss just lets you get away with everything, eventually you just become like lazy. You start to slug your shoulder, and then you're like, oh, if I could get away with this, then I could get away with anything, and it's not going to matter because this guy doesn't care. So why should I care? And everything just
that's leadership.
Slugs down right from there, and that's where the big reason thing for me that Mendoza has to go. It's the leadership is the biggest thing. I mean, of course, the fact that he can't manage a bullpen like you said, John,
that's pissing me off. Thanks.
He's challenged that. He's challenging that.
Okay.
Or
I thought he didn't. I was gonna lose it.
Yeah, he's challenging that. That's a strikeout.
Thank you.
It's funny, right? Because the ABS challenge system, like, this is a situation where you don't really necessarily want to challenge it unless it's egregious, right? One out, nobody on, like early in the game. You're like, oh yeah, you could let something slide, but I would consider that strike, and it is overturned. I would consider that to be a pretty egregious missed call by the home plate umpire. And if you're back there as the catcher, you should know that pitch is a strike.
Yeah. Especially
that said, Alvarez has been pretty good.
You get the front row seat. Yeah. If you get the front row seat to it. And also the fact that, we just get a constant talk up about Alva. He's a hard worker. His receiving is fantastic. And listen, I think he's solid at framing. Everything else is a disaster. But it's just one of those things. It's like adding on to his blocking ability, his throwing decisions, his IQ that has been so awful, either just showing on the base paths or just the overall stuff. He's lucky that he's hitting, that I'm not going completely after him. But it's just And
Bregman lines that ball down the right field line. Bush is going to go into third base. Bregman's going to hold up at first base. So the Cubs have runners on the corners here with one out.
Neat.
Yep. Lovely.
The other thing that I said on our show on Wednesday about Mendoza, and like obviously we're not going to spend the entire stream talking about him, but just to finish the thought, I mentioned this to Ibby. Like Mendoza has said stuff that the three of us can say, fans can say. It's not really his place to say some of this stuff. And what I mean is, like, a couple days ago, he said something to the effect of like, yeah, I don't know. We have too many good players. It is kind of weird that they're not playing better. And it's like, dude, that's true. That's objectively true. It is weird, but you're the one who has to give us the answers, even if you have to tell us a kind lie or a convincing story, or just tell us the truth, but make us believe. To just be like, yeah, sick, real weird. You're like, and like, yeah, what? Give me something else, man.
Yeah, I just feel like this entire week, I already talked about it on our show, it's just been so tone deaf. I feel like we're just hearing so much right now where like people are just not aware of this. Like people that are, I don't know if they're just, again, I don't know if they're just treading water until Soto gets back, because Soto is a huge part to this offense. And you can obviously see with the jumbles that they're making right now. But I just, the Steve Cohen tweet, I mean, dude, oh my God, man.
So tone deaf.
So tone deaf. And then just, even the Lindor smiling at Ohtani, like, after the strikeout, which, again, he had a quality AB there, but everyone's going to see. Like, just don't poke the bear, please. You're already in a huge hole at this current moment. And I'm not saying that Lindor should never smile, and Lindor is the worst, and he's the cancer in the clubhouse like everybody says he is. But it's like, it always just seems like the timing right now when things are happening, this is not the time. Yeah. And it just makes it even more of a clown show when you're not winning. You're losing. You're on an insane losing streak. It's like, Cohen, shut up. I don't need to. And you said this, I actually reiterated this on our show, what you guys said on your show of, I don't need a guy who said he's not a baseball mind telling me about baseball and giving me a breakdown about baseball.
Exactly.
Swing and a miss. Sanger gets a huge strike out there on Ian Happ. So now they're 2 away here. The Cubs still have runners at the corners.
Great pitch by Senga. Really made him look foolish. Also, it seems like Senga's, like I've been talking to you guys, so I haven't been keyed in on every single pitch that he's thrown, but it seems like his fastball is back where it was. I saw a couple 96s, so it seems like he's throwing hard, and, that's obviously a good sign.
Yeah, the biggest thing for his fastball velocity is you just have to watch it as the innings go by, because he started pretty good in his last start against the A's with the velo, but then by the time he got to like the second and third inning, it already dropped down to like 93, 91. So that's the biggest key with Senga in his fastball.
I'm seeing more cutters right here in the first inning.
Yeah,
which could be by design, I guess, right? Like, could
possibly
be a game plan thing.
But
yeah, Carson, like I've often defended Cohen for, I think he was getting he gets a lot of flack, as everybody with the Mets does, right? Like you could hand in hand it with the Lindor smiling at Ohtani. That's really a nothing story, but it is something that people can pick at, even though it's not worth picking at, because they've lost 8 in a row and because of everything else that we've already talked about. So like in the same way, I've given Cohen so much leeway But again, you told me you're not a baseball guy. I don't want to hear about how the worm is turning and how this guy's had quality at bats and I think it is made worse by using a finance term. Like, you're not even using baseball parlance. I understand what he was trying to do. I do understand what he was trying to do. But like, I don't want to be lectured by a billionaire, man. I don't want to be lectured
straight off a
by
loss
a billionaire.
at 1:00 in the morning on the East Coast. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Insane.
And again, some of the stuff he was saying also accurate, right? Like, maybe he was being fed that stuff or whatever. And like his green shoots, his quality stuff that we could lean on was all pretty much true. But like, dude, 1, nobody wants to hear it. 2, nobody wants to hear it from you. 3, no one wants to hear it at that time. And 4, like, I'm sorry. I'm pretty anti-billionaire. I don't want to be lectured by a billionaire about baseball.
That ball gets down, Benj unable to get it, and the Cubs score the first run of the ball game on a Seiya Suzuki RBI single.
Lovely. And the game's
great
over.
Try by Benj, though. Honestly, great attempt by Benj, and that felt eerily similar. Opposite side
the Cardinals one.
I was actually going to say the Kyle Tucker one too. The
Kyle Tucker one
that wound up being the game winner in the McLean game.
Yeah.
Nice try by Benj. Really good play, but
well, it was fun while it lasted, guys.
And then we also this other constant during what's going on, Armand. Armand's celebrity in these spaces here. But I mean, we talked about it. We talk about it all the time. As soon as they get a runner into scoring position, it's the first pitch swinging. It's like, take a pitch already. You got the guy on the ropes. Like, let it simmer, let it float in your kiddie pool. You know what I mean? Like,
oh Jesus!
Jesus Christ!
Gone.
Home run.
All right. Lovely.
Opposite field home run on the next pitch.
Yeah.
3-run shot, 4-0, which might as well be 40-0 the way the Mets are playing.
Yeah. So basically, okay, so 96.3 mile an hour exit velocity to the opposite field. So the ball is flying out today. But does that really mean anything? I have absolutely no idea, but it's also Wrigley Field, so who knows?
I mean, it doesn't because the Mets haven't barreled the ball. Like in this losing streak, that's been the constant. If you want to look at, we could pick things here and there, right? We could say Devin Williams had a blow up. He did. I'm not making excuses for him, but he also didn't pitch in 9 days, which is back on Carlos Mendoza for not finding a way to get him into a game when all of these games were close. Like, the Mets kept the Dodgers close for 3/4, 85% of that series until the things got away from them in that final game. And so, like, the pitching, by and large, has been good in the starting rotation and in the bullpen with a couple starts here, notwithstanding. I mean, the Mets offense has been so anemic that if they were just below average but palatable, we're not even talking about an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Again, that ball. I just don't want to hear. Like, at this point, I just don't want to hear it. At this point, I mean, I'm so done. It went into the Wrigley wind, whatever.
If the way this series goes, that I think it's gonna go, and that I think we all think it's gonna go, and I know Karski was saying that they're gonna wait. He can't be at Citi Field for the Twin Series. I'm sorry, it can't. If you go in that series on an 11-game losing streak, you can't be the manager when that Twin Series kicks off. It can't happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first run comes across, the boos are just going to come down.
I do agree with you. I said to Ibby, like, I didn't think he'd get fired until like sometime in May if they got off to a really bad start. But a really bad start.
No Soto as the crutch right now.
Right, but like, listen, this team should be better. No Soto doesn't mean 11 losses in a row. Mm-hmm. You talk about the deficiencies of the offense, and that's true. But also, like, some of this other stuff that I already mentioned, like, the Dodgers didn't play their best. The Mets pitching kept them in check. Yeah. Like, you find a way to squeak out that game. That McLean game, I know you're not playing at home, and I know that gives the Dodgers the infinite advantage. But you're telling me you couldn't squeak out a run here or there, and then they go to Vesia. Vesia has nasty stuff. But
Yeah.
they were swinging at pitches like these guys are like
gave up.
it's bases loaded. The Mets are down 3, and you're trying to win the game right there with a grand slam. Dude, just get on base. You're down 1 run.
Vesio was 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning.
Yeah,
that's how bad it was.
One pitch that even like whispered near the strike zone.
Yeah. I don't. Again, and this is I'm not doing this for revisionist history. I just can't.
No.
They were failing with them too. Like
yeah.
It's not like that was the solution either. I'm not.
And listen, Daniel. This might very well be the case. He gets fired, and they still go on a huge losing streak. But you have to try something. You have to change something. And then listen, if it's still the case and they're still losing games, then fine. The blame and all the pressure rightfully goes on to David Stearns. But
he's next in line.
Yeah.
But you need to try something.
Yeah. But this is like we said.
Yeah.
Stearns stamped team that's played 19 games. This is now Mendoza's team that has played over 300 games now. Like,
right.
It's the same leader.
And I know you guys brought it up from Beach and Storm with like this Nimmo and Pete Alonso, McNeil are all laughing. Like, if they brought back those guys and this was happening, then what would be your excuse, right? Like, if you're gonna lean on that as the crutch, if they don't make these sweeping changes, then would you still be blaming Stearns for not making sweeping changes? Like, I'm not saying that Stearns is protected here and he doesn't deserve blame. He does deserve blame. He's the archetype. That's fine. But Carson, to your point, it's over 300 and something games with Mendoza. It's 19 games into what David Stearns is trying to do. So this thing of like, he was going to like, so many people just don't like him. And they want to find any reason to pile on not liking him. You want to blame him for the way this season has started? He certainly deserves blame, plenty of blame to go around. But if you're blaming him and saying that these guys who they failed with for the better part of a decade are all somewhere else and laughing, despite the fact that none of them are really performing at a super high level outside of Brandon Nimmo, like, then you wanted to be pissed at David Stearns anyway, and you just keep looking for excuses to be pissed at David Stearns.
The previous ass is better than this ass. So, this is fine. Like, this mentality.
No, and listen, I've been a huge David Stearns defender. And listen, right now, as the way it's going, it's hard to defend him because the product is this bad right now. But there are some people that just hate on Stearns. Because he was selected from outside this organization, and he, claimed and said, he's gonna, fix everything, do things different. Listen,
genius.
Listen again.
What's boy genius gonna do?
Exactly. And I'm not. Listen, if you wanna get on David Stearns, do it for the correct reasons.
And
don't hate him
that was
because
my
his name
impression
is
of you,
David Stearns.
by the way. That was my impression of you, Ken.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, there is stuff that you could get on him about 100%. And we've done it on our show. And then people, throw it back in my face. I mean, they don't do it to Ibby as much because Ibby is nicer. And so whatever. But, they throw it back in my face like, oh, yeah. It's like you're just such an apologist for him.
There. Nice throw by Geno Smith over there. Fucking
yeah.
What was that?
The Mets have their second hit of the ball game. Alvarez with the single.
Oh, I can't make the Geno Smith jokes because I got a Jets fan in here, or 2 Jets fans are between me.
I don't care.
I don't.
Bro, the Jets are irrelevant.
The Jets lost me 2 years ago. I
if
said
you
I
want
wasn't
the number
gonna
one
watch
pick,
anymore.
this is the guy to get, and I know that by fact. This is the guy to get you the number one pick. If you want to follow our model, maybe a little Pete Carroll in the front office, maybe a little bit of that. Maybe bring in Chip Kelly to screw up plays that weren't even in his playbook. So, you want the number one pick, there you go. Here's the best hitter in the lineup, even though he's had like 3 plate appearances for us already.
Yeah, that's our MVP this year, MJ Melendez. All right, but he's ahead of the count here, 2-0. And he didn't swing for his pitch. What a beautiful concept that is. Yeah. Not swinging for his pitch.
The bus from Syracuse yet.
Yeah, not yet. There's still time. Here's a 2-0 pitch from Cabrera. Lays off that pitch, up and in. 3-0 count to MJ Melendez.
Damn right. Damn right. The best $70 million the Raiders have ever spent.
But I mean, we need a competition though. Geno Smith versus JT Miller. Who's the better tank commander?
JT Miller does it to a level of competence though. He comes back what was it? He doesn't sit or whatever. What was it? He scored a few goals or whatever. Like fucking asshole, man.
He thinks he did something. 3-1 count to Melendez. Here's the pitch. Takes that pitch up and in. Let's see if he challenges, though. No, he won't.
I wouldn't. I think that might have caught the top of the zone.
Yeah.
Let's
All
see.
Right, but full count now.
I will say this. I like the ABS system. I don't like that they don't really show it when it's not challenged. I just would like to know when it's that close.
Yeah.
I think the broadcast
I could pop
should
it
show
up
it.
on StatCast here. Yeah, it was outside. That's that high. Yeah.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Melendez, and he drives that ball into right field, and that's going to get down for a single. So the Mets will have runners at first and second here with no outs.
Carson, it was close though, right? It had to be super close.
It sat high. It sat high, but it was borderline. So it can go heads or tails.
I think that brings me back to what I was saying before, where it's just like, I know the Mets are down 4. That maybe if that's a strike 3 call, you want to challenge it if you're the hitter. Yeah. If it's not a strike 3 call, you kind of just stay in the at bat, which is what Melendez did there. To his credit, he just kind of like kept his head down, got a pitch he could hit, put a good swing.
And Semien drives that ball out to left field. That's going to get down in the gap. Alvarez will round third base. Melendez will get into third base, and Marcus Semien is into second base with an RBI double. So the Mets cut the lead down to 4-1, and they have runners at second and third with no outs. I was about to say, here comes the first pitch swing by Semien, but at least he did damage on that one.
Well, at least the day is saved.
That's a first pitch swing, though, you don't mind as much because it was a center cut pitch. Now, Robert didn't swing at the worst pitch I've ever seen, but he didn't swing at a pitch that you're really looking to drive. Like, I think you got to have it like middle, down the dick.
All right. Everyone calm. Everyone quiet.
You wanna go viral.
Here he is.
TikTok boy.
TikTok boy. Crumble cookie, anyone?
Playing shortstop, apparently, according to the SNY graphic.
Nice. Wouldn't be surprised. Super utility man.
Beatty swings at a pitch outside the zone. What else is new? Down 0-2 in the count.
Mm-hmm. Me and Ibby had a gentleman's bet whether or not Beatty would have a walk by the next time we recorded our show next Wednesday.
Yeah. Well,
Ibby said he would. I said he would
big
not.
Big changeup guy, so we all know he's going to chase it if you throw it with 2 strikes.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Beatty. Swing and a miss. Brett Beatty goes down on strikes, swings at a changeup outside the zone in a typical Brett Beatty form. He strikes out and looks like a dumbass at the plate.
That pussy got power, though.
It's got a lot of power.
See you on TikTok, everyone.
He just doesn't, though.
He doesn't. No.
I cannot, listen, I know me and Carson are like the poster children for hating on Brett Beatty. And I've said this on Twitter. I've said this on our show. I've said it to Ibby directly. Part of the reason why I hate on him as much as I do is because he gets defended more than he deserves by comparison to other players. Like the same people who hate on Francisco Lindor defend Brett Beatty. And you're like, one of them's going into the Hall of Fame as a Met. The other guy has never been good outside of 2 months of his major league career. So you're forcing my hand here. You're making me push harder against it.
It's the provoking that people don't understand. It's like, why are you hating on this guy? Have you watched the guy play?
It's also what you said the other day, Carson, where it's like every time someone shits on Beatty, it's like, well, what about Vientos?
Yeah, Vientos has got to come into the mix too.
Well, and that's my issue. People keep telling me I've defended Vientos vehemently. I'm like, first of all, I haven't. I just said I believe in him more. And if you're gonna give Beatty the grace, why doesn't Vientos get the grace? That's the other thing. And I don't think either one of them necessarily deserve it. But you see how quickly people drag Vientos.
Taylor drives that ball out into the left field gap. That's going to get down. It's off the wall. 2 runners will come across the score. Melendez comes in, and Taylor is out at second base. Tried to stretch that to a double, but the Mets do drive in. Or let's see, how many runs did they? Yeah, they got 2 runs in there, right? Yep, 2 runs. 4-3 game now. So Tyrone Taylor there gets thrown out at second base, but a huge 2-run single there by Taylor to cut the lead down to 4-3.
Thrown out by PCA. How could they let go of this guy? Did you know that PCA was a Met, guys? Did you know that?
Never heard of it. I actually, the same person who told me that told me Todd Frazier's from Tom's River.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. He overslid that. Oh, no.
Okay, Hoopus.
My guy.
He actually got around.
He got over the tag. And then
he got over
back.
the tag.
He actually. Okay, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's Carson Bench, hits that ball to left field, but Happ will settle underneath it to record the final out of the inning. But the Mets do cut the lead down from 4-0. They get they cut the lead down to 4-3. We now head to the bottom part of the second.
In some angles, he looked safe when he got over the tag, but then he overslid the bag and he was done. Yeah.
I think he was safe. I think when he overslid the bag, the tag was still on him and he's out. I also don't mind the aggressiveness there. Try to get into scoring position with 1 out. You've already put up a couple runs. You know, obviously, if he's making that out at third, it's egregious. If he's getting thrown out at home, it's egregious. Trying to get to second, I don't hate that. I really don't.
Yeah, that I don't have a problem.
He's a plus runner, so.
Yeah. That's how you respond there, though.
It is. And, you know, I was going to say this as it was happening. Look, they've been very, 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 very bad. And I don't want to try to sugarcoat anything. People could be frustrated. They should be angry. They should be confused. All the things that people are feeling, they should feel. But, and I'm not trying to preach positivity here, but it is only 19 games and they're not going to be this bad. Like, do you believe that Lindor's done? Like, do you believe Bo Bichette forgot how to hit? Do you believe, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some of this, there's some of this stuff that
it's done. It's finished.
Yeah. And I know you're being sarcastic. Like
his wife is running. His wife is draining everything out of his mind. She's running the clubhouse. It's a mess right now.
And to bring the conversation full circle, I think that's why when me or you, Carson, especially attack Beatty, people are like, "Oh, well, no one's hitting." Well, yeah, but I expect Lindor to hit because he does. Because
when has Brett Beatty hit? That's the thing. It's
correct. Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Last year he had 2 good months. Yeah, sorry.
Well,
my bad. When he pound the ball into the ground 60% of the time.
Well, he did hit a homer off Zach Wheeler.
He hit a homer off of Zach Wheeler. Yeah, but Carson, you love Baez and wanted him re-signed. To be honest, I'll still take him back because he has fucking dog in him. That's why.
I
take a risk.
Even when he was at the worst of his performances, I would have.
Oh my fuck, dude! This guy fucking sucks. Please get him off the fucking field. I can't watch this guy. Jesus Christ! Fucking Stevie Wonder would have a fucking easier time fucking fielding that ball.
Oh my god, dude! Utility.
Jesus fucking Christ! A guy with no arms could have fucking fielded that ball better.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he stays with it enough to make the play.
Yep, because what's his name doesn't run well. I thought that was Hap. Never mind, that's PCA.
No, it's PCA.
Yeah, Hap doesn't run well anymore.
Right. Senga falls behind Swanson here, 1-0.
Come on, Senga, shut down inning, big boy.
I can't with that fucking ginger fuck, man. I can't. The 1-0 pitch misses away for ball 2.
It was a good pitch.
Oh my god.
Where's Jared Young when you need him? Oh yeah, I forgot.
Dude, characters would always field that shit, man. They were elite.
Yeah, has anybody ever made it? Has any character ever made an error in Wii U?
I mean, they're bots. Like I'm pretty sure like the first few levels that you go through with that game. There's some errors, but they pretty much vacuum everything after that. Like once you get to like, what is it, like the 150 pro level or whatever it is, I forget what it is, but
all right, Saga gets the count back to 2-2.
those dudes were goats. It was just a bunch of Ozzie Smiths and whatever you want to
Here's
call
a
it.
2-2 pitch. That sweeper misses inside. Full count.
All right. Well,
That's a pretty uncompetitive pitch
yeah.
on a 2-2 pitch.
Full
3-2.
count to Swanson. And he lays off that cutter outside for ball 4.
Now, see, that's a better pitch to throw 2-2. You know, he kind of wasted the waste pitch by throwing him the backup sweeper or whatever it was that broke in. Easy take. And I think, you know, maybe you get away with that other pitch on 2-2 a little bit more so than 3-2. But here we are.
Now here's Nico Horner. So we're back to the top of the Cubs order, and Senga misses outside with that cutter. 1-0.
His control has been dog shit so far this game.
Yeah. Here is the scorching hot Nico Horner. Nobody can get this guy out right now.
1-0 pitch.
Yep.
And Horner, that's
Fucking
gone.
God. Why did Stearns bring this fucking asshole back? Jesus Christ.
It's probably no one fucking
Him and
wanted him.
Peterson needed to fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he had a phenomenal offseason, though. He had a very obtainable offseason. Yeah. Forget everything, single detail we know about this guy of how he's probably one of the softest guys in the league.
Well,
One of the softest. Like, I just.
you know, Carson, just to add to it right now, I mean, you think about the 2 home runs he's given up now, right?
Yeah.
Both of them have come after something kind of makes him feel not great, right? You had that little blue pit in front of Benj, and then on the next pitch, he gives up a bomb. And then you have this one of his own doing, but it's like, you know, he misses his spots a couple times. He walks Swanson, and it seems like he loses his I don't know, his focus or his confidence or both. And I mean,
we've talked about it so much. I mean, we know how talented he is, but he's soft. He's just soft. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. He's just a soft, like, he's not, you know, he gets in his head way too much.
If Gurley's nails aren't perfect, he can't pitch.
Exactly. Like, it almost seems like, and to be honest, this guy faced a way more adversity, and this is a horrible comparison, so I don't even know if I should use it, but when R.A. Dickey had, like, that little hangnail, and it screwed up one of his like, that's the type of thing. But other than that, I mean, R.A. Dickey, obviously, we all know what he went through, and that's a different story, but it's just like everything needs to go right for this guy, and it's just this is not worth the hassle of rostering this guy. It just isn't.
No.
Because when he blows up, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Like,
and this is the thing, like, sure, even if no one wanted him, I wouldn't have cared if they just ate the money. And I know that's easier said than done, but
it's a
just,
headache.
Yeah.
I'm done accommodating to this guy. I'm done. I'm done. We just gave you a position where you have to be like, what, the 4th starter in this rotation? And now you're still pulling up shit like this? And listen, it's still early. He can still bounce back. He can do his little mechanics thing. But what is going to happen when things go wrong once again? He doesn't respond well to adversity at all.
Yeah. I mean, look, and just to play devil's advocate here, so many people want to, you know, dump on, oh, well, Bichette's not hitting, and Polanco, look, he's not playing, and, you know, all these Stearns guys. Senga, not Stearns. Peterson, not Stearns. Minaya was Stearns, but, you know, he felt the pressure to bring him back. I don't know why, but
yeah, Beatty, not Stearns. Vientos, not Stearns.
Not Stearns.
I mean, the only thing I'll say about the Peterson one is that Stearns should have sold high on him after 24 and 25, but
yeah,
you know, that's another discussion.
Yeah,
they just wring assets out. That's literally what they love to do. They never sell high. They never will. And to be honest, that's why I was shocked when they moved Brandon Nimmo, because we all knew that there was somewhat of a decline happening with 5 years left on that contract. And I think that they moved him at the right time, even though he's hitting right now. And obviously that's just, you know, a travesty, because he could have helped us doing that, right? But it's just they should have traded Marte. They should have there's some guys they should have moved when they
Sorry to interrupt. Would you consider Luis Angel Acuna like a soft selling high, or at least selling before his value tanked?
I thought they did good. I thought they did.
I think they did a good job considering what we saw. That was what they were asking for. Good pitch, Senga. Good way to bounce back. That was definitely what we need. Way to bounce back there. Totally wasn't late at all.
The only thing I'll say with Acuna is you could argue, I guess, after that Linsanity run in 2024, that was maybe his peak value, but
no. Well, they had absolutely no idea what the deal was.
You're right. I think
second
that would
base.
Be the definition of selling high is trading him after he goes off filling in for Lindor. I think they kind of they sold. They kind of got good value for Acuna.
I think they sold decently considering Chris Getz thought the guy was a switch hitter. So I think they did an okay job with that, and not to mention it was for Robert, who has probably been one of the only that has actually been good for you so far. We already know there's potential there, and he's like he's a low risk guy because you can decline the option if he plays like shit. Like I see Luis Angel Acuna as a backup utility infielder / pinch runner. That's what I see him as. And then, there was also the other side of Jet Williams, where I think Jet Williams they sold a little bit too low. They got Peralta, but we all know that they want the White Sox wanted Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat for Garrett Crochet. Year later, it was Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat for Freddie Peralta, which Freddie Peralta's great, but we all know how much of a game changer Garrett Crochet can be.
Yeah.
And yes, I know it was a guy who was not starting as much, but I don't know. It seemed like the years of control made a little bit more sense, and them being a little hesitant for that. They did recoup it a little bit. But then, Jet Williams gets hurt, and then, Sproat kind of has a dip there. So it just, I'm not saying everything was executed perfectly. They got what they needed to get back, but, it's all really just about this team performing at this point.
I don't want to pick on any commenters, but I was just so curious by the thought process from D'Angelo. It says outside of Bichette and Soto, this is a third-rate lineup. Soto's not even here. What's up with this Lindor erasure? First of all, Lindor is starting to turn it around over the last 4 games offensively. I know that there's the bonehead plays in the field that are atypical of him, but again, what's with the erasure? What are we doing?
He's the problem in the clubhouse. He didn't let the squirrel be the squirrel. He didn't let the squirrel be the squirrel. He did not let the squirrel, okay? When you don't let the squirrel, it's a tragedy.
He took away Alonso's Cheetos.
Yeah.
It's just like how when Dave Wright spring training took Noah Syndergaard's lunch and threw it in the garbage. That's what Lindor did to Pete and his Cheetos. How could he?
I mean, listen, you guys know how I felt about that. I've said it plenty of times. If I was running the Mets, the day after they got into that fight, Jeff McNeil's traded. The day after. We bring this guy in, we trade assets for him, we give him a massive contract. You think you're going to fight him down the
and then they tried to overcorrect. They tried to overcorrect it by bringing in Baez because those two didn't get along, and then they keep Jeff McNeil. Why?
Shit hits that ball into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit.
Yay! Another rally.
We talk about how this is like 2025. And if you remember, the stretch in 25 where the offense actually got red hot and the Mets only won half of those games because then the pitching was so bad. That's what this game feels like. That's what that game against the A's feels like, where it's okay, yeah, this is signs. They showed real signs against the A's. They were fighting back.
Up and Lindor hits into a double
More
play.
first pitch swinging with men on base.
Because let's first pitch swing. Yep. That's
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I feel like we've gone to no aggressiveness to overly aggressive. Like there's no median. Like I don't get it. I have no idea what's going on.
But I think that's guys pressing. That's guys wanting to do everything because guys feel like they have to because they're now mired in an 8-game losing streak and they started to come back and now the pitching is betraying them. And Carson, that goes back to your point. You know how you fix that? Leadership.
Yeah.
Go out there and do what you're going to do.
To tell you.
Yeah, but we have talent in the clubhouse, so but we have talent in the clubhouse, so doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And Robert skies that ball. Bregman gets underneath it, 3 outs.
Yeah. But you need to be able to stem the tide here. Like it's funny because I'm trying to tell people like I'm not trying to preach over patience, but there is still so much time left of the season and fans don't want to hear that. And I get it, but the guys in the clubhouse should want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like if you're Mendoza, I talked before about the stuff that Mendoza said to all of us that we don't want to hear as fans because we need the manager to be the steadying force. Well, it's kind of the flip side where it's like, yeah, fans aren't going to want to hear patience. It's early. I get that. The guys in the clubhouse need to know that it's early. Like you could get to a point where these 20 games don't even matter, but you can't make them matter by compounding. And that's what they're doing. They can't get out of their own way and they're making it matter.
Look who it is.
It's
John's
counterpart is in the
crime.
chat.
Ibby's here.
Yeah. Who invited Saponaro? Us.
Well, we did.
Ibby, there's more room here if you want to join as well. You want to make this full Mets weekly till Mets do his part, but you want to over here have a life or something like a weirdo.
I think Ibby's actively at work.
Probably is, right? Yeah. A's fan here so far. Thanks for McNeil. He's been a solid player for us. Enjoy. There's nothing wrong with Jeff McNeil. Don't worry. You won't see any dog day things of, facing adversity or anything when things go wrong. You're going to love Jeff McNeil. You're going to love him. He's a steady guy. He really knows how to hold it together when things go wrong. Don't worry.
Yeah. He totally doesn't have like temper tantrums when he strikes out or something.
No, he's not. He's not extremely sickening to deal with at all, And listen, it's all going well now. Don't worry. Just wait.
Yeah, then Armand saying back here, Senga's still in the books next year, $50 million, but with the lockout happening, this will be Senga's last year. He has a conditional club option for 2028, which the Mets better not activate. So yeah, at least, again, it depends on how long the lockout's going to be. I always said for me with the lockout, we'll be lucky if we get half a season next year.
If they do that, you might be right. If Major League Baseball allows that to happen, they are more tone deaf than I ever thought they could be. This losing games over a salary cap, when a salary cap doesn't even fix the issues with your league, losing games over a salary cap when you could just punt this decision down the line like 2 or 3 years to when the TV rights are negotiated and teams could be flush with cash while this league has never been more popular is a fool's errand. But you're probably right. If they lock out for half the season, I think if they miss any games at all, it's a joke. Yeah. But it's not a conversation for today.
They're missing games. That's a guarantee.
I think that's a joke. I think it's an absolute joke.
No, because there's an easy solution to it. They just don't want to commit to it. Also, nice challenge, guys.
What's the solution, Carson?
That you have to go with a salary floor, obviously, which they're not going to do because even Manfred shut that down and said, "Oh yeah, I'm not telling the owners to use more of their money. That's just not fair." All right, yeah,
not fair to billionaires.
Yeah, not fair. Poor billionaires. Their wallet hurts. Oh man.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to come on your show and make a socio-political statement, but if there's not a more perfect microcosm for the state of the country than Manfred saying, "I'm not going to tell billionaires how to spend their money." Oh no. Stop. disgusting.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I wonder what's going to happen here with this next pitch. Here's
I have an
3-2
idea.
Pitch.
I have an idea.
Oh, you walked him. What a shame.
Just back to the comment even about Senga, like, forget about he won't be back next year. He needs to be gone this year if this team actually wants to crawl out of this hole that they dug themselves in.
Well, he should be traded if they're selling at the deadline. And again, this is way farther down the line because they're still in April. But if they're selling at the deadline, him and Peterson need to go. Because if they keep Senga along the way,
pretending at the deadline he needs to go, you're not.
Well, sure, yeah.
I actually agree with you on that. I was going to say, even if you're buying at the deadline, I think you could sell these pieces off because it doesn't even signal a white flag because you're theoretically, at least, you're going to have Christian Scott. You're going to have maybe Jonah Tong, maybe Jack Wenninger. You're going to have places that you can go in the rotation in the immediate term that you could argue, if you're trying to sell this to the fan base, are going to be at least as good. Do you know what I mean? Like, and obviously the hope is that they'd be better and more constant and have a higher ceiling, but you could sell that like, well, we're not really selling. We're just giving up an asset that another team wants. That's what I would do. I would look to move these guys. Even if the Mets are in first place, I would look to move these guys unless, everything bounces back and Senga becomes a huge part of the reason why, then obviously you hang on to him. I don't see that happening with Peterson because I don't think he's that good.
Yeah. Suzuki takes up off the right field. Bench gets underneath it.
Well,
one
I
away.
just look at it even with what they did in 2019, which was Jason Vargas was dead weight. They got his dumb ass out of there. And then, say what you want about Stroman and everything, but they brought him in. And that was an upgrade down the stretch there.
Yeah, Stroman was good for us that first year, too, when they got him.
Yeah. He was good for us in the 2021 season. It was all the stuff afterwards that was kind of a nightmare. Where
refresh my memory, Stroman sat out the COVID year, right?
Yeah, he didn't pitch 2020.
Yeah, so and basically he was.
Oh, look who's warming up, our guy.
Oh,
our guy.
I was gonna get to. Have you heard the Brazaban song yet? No, heard this? No, you haven't. Okay.
Oh, Saps, you're gonna like it. It's very creative.
Yeah. It's subtle but very degenerate.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Matt and I were saying next time during warm-ups we got to play that on the speaker. I'm
hoping that I don't get to hear the song for like another 2 innings. Because I'm hoping
cool, right?
I'm just hoping that like
that's gonna get
you're sooner.
It's gonna be sooner, I know. I just want Senga, like I don't want to bury I know they have another off day after this series, but I don't want to bury the bullpen again. Like Senga's been terrible. He's only at 58 pitches. Like, dude, and this is part of the problem with Mendoza, honestly. You gotta give me 5 innings. He does this thing where Mendoza seems to be more concerned with tomorrow's game when the Mets are close, but when the Mets aren't close, he doesn't want these guys to wear it. Do you know what I mean? Like he'll save Devin Williams and won't use him in a 2-1 game where the Mets are trailing on the road because it goes against conventional wisdom, but that game might be winnable. But then in a game like this where it's like, listen, guys, Senga might suck. Senga might be off the team in a month and a half. He's at 58 pitches. Give me 5 innings. I don't care if you give up 10 runs. You got to keep pitching.
His handling of Devin Williams so far this year has been like terrible, and it pretty much continues off where he left up with the handling of Diaz, and even Evan talked about it in our group chat. He's like, the next time Devin Williams is going to go out there, he's going to suck ass because he hasn't been used in like 9 days. And there was multiple points in that A series where Devin Williams should have been used because if you guys recall, the first game when they were only down 1-0, the game goes to the top of the ninth. Tobias Myers already had pitched 2 2/3 innings because Clay Holmes had to come out of the game with a tight hamstring. And instead of using Devin Williams in that spot to keep it a 1-0 game, and I know the offense wasn't hitting at that point, but instead of keeping it close 1-0 to get to the bottom of the ninth, he tells Tobias Myers, nope, go out there when you've already pitched 2 2/3 innings, and then Tobias Myers goes out there and gives up 3 runs, and it's a 4-0 ball game by the time he heads to the bottom of the ninth. And there you go. You have no chance to come back in that ball game.
And it's just even more frustrating because he always looks for the perfect spot to put him in, and then it gets to a point where, okay, you have to use him at some point, and you're not going to get that perfect spot.
Double play.
Good turn. That was an amazing stretch play. Did you see that by our first baseman? That was amazing.
Don't look
That'll
down.
be on TikTok.
It's ancient history now, but I think between the first and second series of the season, Ibby and I talked about this on our show. I brought it up where there was a game. God, I don't remember all the particulars now, so I'm sorry. This is going to be bad podcasting. But basically, the Mets go to Dickie Lovelady in a 1-run game at home.
Against the Pirates, probably.
Yeah,
Game
and then
3.
Correct. And then they went to Myers on the road in a similar situation when it's like, wouldn't you go? And my argument to Ibby at the time was, and he agreed, but I was the one who brought it up, the game at home, because of the extra inning rules, is so much more winnable. So if you were going to go to Myers on short rest after he just pitched multiple innings for you, why wouldn't you do that in the game at home? Why would you do that on the game in the road? And then they wound up losing both games. And it was just like, no, the game at home is so much more winnable. You basically punted the back end of that game.
Yeah.
Like, it just, again, he doesn't know how to handle a bullpen, and that's the manager in game. That's the manager's most important job.
He's always,
and I hate to say that because it gives Adam Ottavino that he made a good point, but
yeah,
he was right about it.
Right.
Unc was right. It still doesn't make him any less worthy of a roster spot when he was here, but it's just. I mean, listen, if he makes a good point, he makes a good point. And, it always does annoy me when I see, guys who, as a Met, don't have a leg to stand on because of the way that they left things. But they obviously have seen those failures and they can, identify what is going on. Like, I know that a lot of people go after Anthony Recker being on SNY, but he was part of the futility here of what went on, and he can tell you by experience how you could possibly maybe improve that. And I get that a lot of people don't see it from that angle, or they're like, oh, this guy sucked as a player and he shouldn't be here. Like, who cares about his expertise? And that's the main reason as to why I think that the argument for Beltran being the manager is lazy, but that's a different story. But
listen, sometimes the guys who aren't the best players, they work out to be the best, coaches, front office executives, best, analysis guys.
Listen, I was in the minority when they hired Beltran. I didn't like it. So obviously I didn't get to see it. I didn't like it. I thought it was just lazy, cover up, trying to save face, get an extra guy to sign autographs with Jeremy Hefner. And, it's just I didn't like it. I just didn't. I did not see what they were looking at, but the guys who hired him are not anywhere near a baseball team anymore. So that basically tells you, I think he has good insight. I think that he probably could help a front office in the role that he's in right now. But this constant, Beltran should come back as manager. Why? Like, it goes against every single argument that everyone says, we need guys with experience. What experience does Beltran have?
Yeah.
What experience does he have?
I thought it was interesting when they hired him because some of the things that you just brought up, which is just like, he was a great player, of course, but he was also a guy
away from that. Yeah.
He was also a guy, though, who in his own way was a leader, especially after he left the Mets and became an elder statesman. And I don't care about the stuff with the Astros and whether he was whatever. I don't care about it. But my point being, like, I do understand the logic of letting him be a manager or like having him be a managerial candidate. But there is certainly, Carson, we were talking about the Jets before. There's a lot to be said about like doing a thing for the PR more so than for the on the field. Now, I think he might have had a chance to succeed, but I also think that ship has sailed, right? Like, I think he was done. He was punished more than most of the people who were involved in the Astro scandal when you think about it. But it was unfair, but he also, like, again, the ship has just sailed, like that. You can't go back to that well. Maybe it would have worked. Maybe it wouldn't have. I don't think it's going to work now.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, listen, unless he's more vocal than I thought he was, I didn't see him as as like a clubhouse leader of managing the day-to-day things. Like, I just didn't see it. I thought that at that current moment, like, obviously when they let go of Mickey Callaway was another unmitigated disaster because, again, he was a rookie manager. And then you also have the whole Dick Pick Mick scandal coming out after that. But you had Mickey Callaway after they let go of Terry Collins. Luis Rojas, I thought, was the right guy at that moment. But then they just continued on with him as a quality control coach because he managed guys in the minor leagues. He had some of these guys coming up, obviously, and then you go into, 2019, with a lot of these guys coming up through the minor leagues of somebody that they can be familiar with, that maybe they possibly trust in their player development, but they just went, hey, you know what? Carlos Beltran, he's going to be our manager. And that's it. And then the other candidate, Eduardo Perez, has he gotten any other interviews ever since then? It just, the directions they were looking at, it was just ridiculous. Mendoza, I thought, was at least decent because he was brought up in the role. He's a bench coach. But it's like, when you continue to make these certain mistakes in year 3 that you were making in year 1, it's like, it's not just 19 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I won't lie. The guy that I wanted was a Spada at the time. That's who I wanted.
Semyon swings and misses. And Melendez just on the base pass double play. Oh, man.
I was going to say it before this happened, but it's actually even more true now that this strike him out, throw him out has happened. The Cubs, or at least Everett Cabrera, is doing everything to keep the Mets in the game, and the Mets are doing everything back to be like, no, thank you. It's okay. It's okay. You guys, you go ahead and win this one, please, because we would like to lose 9 in a row. And Cabrera's like, no, but like, it's early, sun is shining, balls flying out of here. What if I walk some guys? What if I give up a bunch of hard contact? And they're like, no, please, I insist. We'd like to lose. It's all we know. So we're going to keep on losing. Thank you, though. Thank you.
And those are the types of things. Those are the types of things where I'm like, they quit on whatever message the manager is sending to them. Yeah. Like, it's just this type of, it's the type of message of like, oh, you're beautiful, you're perfect, you don't have to change, I won't hold you accountable. Guys are going to continue to slog that way. And I already said it on our podcast yesterday. I already said it with that whole thing where, in June, when they rallied behind that whole, oh my God thing, the grimace or whatever you want to call it, they had that team meeting, somebody said something, and the point of emphasis was either playing loose, if we're going to suck, let's go ahead and suck together, pause, again, JDM, love the quote, but they also said, okay, we're going to hold each other accountable. So when you hear something like that, and you put the pieces together, does that mean for the first time in the first 2 months, you weren't being held accountable? So who does that lie on? That lies on the manager. And now you still don't see that accountability here. So it's more just showing the overall patterns that you're seeing here with Carlos Mendoza that are extremely concerning. And again, I don't know what Stearns thinks behind closed doors, but again, it is still tone deaf of Stearns to say, even though he's not going to throw guys under the bus publicly, it is still tone deaf for Stearns to say, yeah, I think he's doing a good job.
Just don't comment.
Just don't comment.
The only
say,
counter...
listen, we're going through a lot right now. We all feel it. We have to be better, and Carlos knows that. That's it. Don't tell me, don't try to sell me on bullshit that, we think he's doing a great job, because it's clearly he's not.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Robert. Okay, you got that. Robert. PC flies out to Robert. I thought he was going to lose that in the sun.
Haha. That's our center fielder. Screw you, PC ass.
I don't know. I
investigate
listen.
what's going on in that locker room. We as fans can't be left in the dark. It isn't right for us who pay hundreds. Listen, we have no idea what is going on in the locker room, but we can make inferences of what it is. And to be honest, every inference that they've made so far from the front office, from outside of the clubhouse, has looked to be wrong right now. So I don't know how they right the ship here, but the next one is going to be Carlos Mendoza. And then after that, it's going to be David Stearns. So like I already said, we're going to get to Stearns eventually. We're not there yet, but we're going to get to Stearns. We'll get there if it proceeds to say so.
Yeah, and they just showed on the picks broadcast, but rest in peace to former Angel and former World Series champion Garrett Anderson.
Garrett Anderson. That's a little before my time, but I'm aware of that Angels, the 0-2 Angels team. That you want to talk about dog? That's dog. Nice 100%. Stretch, Beatty.
Good play by Bichette. Very good play by Bichette. No easy segue, of course. Garrett Anderson, very much in my wheelhouse as a kid growing up. RIP for sure. Gone too soon. 53 years old, I think, which is insane. I know they didn't get the out here, but very good play by Bichette. Just, just too much speed, I think, on the runner. Didn't seem like there was any wasted motion in the transition. Throw was strong from a knee. Yeah, I mean, just no double clutch, everything that you could want. And honestly, good stretch by Beatty. Very good stretch by Beatty. Just too fast.
Let's take him out.
Senga's out of the game.
I'm
Here
sorry.
it is.
Oh, no.
Guys, I'm sorry. We're going to pile on Mendoza here. This is what I'm talking about. Look, I'm not telling you that Senga's pitching great. He's not. It's lucky. It's an infield hit. It's an infield hit. Now is not the time.
Yeah, but he can't handle it. He can't handle it. He thinks that his fault, and the entire building's going to collapse.
You know who can handle it, though?
All right, here it is.
Yeah. You might be right about that. Sorry, I'll let you get to the song in a second.
Oh, yeah.
You might be right about that, but if you're going to do that, then just take him out in the second inning after he already goes down 4-0. You know what I mean? Like by that own logic, you've waited too long to take him out because you scored 3 runs back and then he gave up another 3.
Yeah. All right.
This man could handle it.
This is so stupid. I forgot how stupid this song is. If you get the reference, John, we'll explain it to you in the pirate chat if you need to.
From Bill Miller, Dominican Republic, he who was Scarborough back and through on dancing feet. 6'3", leaning mean, right arm slinging fire. Late bloomer legend took the long road higher. Signed with the Rockies, bounce around the grind. Then Miami called bullpen savior in his prime. Sweeper got that nasty bite, slider got the dip. Hit a see and go, shelling step, bro, help me quick. Step, bro, many talent, dropping heat in the pen. Yeah, he handles all the challenge from the island to Queens, wearing number 43. Dominican pride shining, setting hitters free. Step, bro, twisting up the game, multi-talented warrior, forever bringing flame. Who was Scarborough playing when the bullpen's on the line? Step, bro steps in and everything's just fine.
Oh my God.
I thought that was hilarious. I don't know what it's parodying, if there's a specific
Here,
thing,
I'll let you know.
but it's. Did you guys pay somebody to make that?
No, we made it ourselves.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I went into Grok. I'm like, give me these lyrics, and then I have a song generator app. I'm like, okay, put this in, boom, 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 and 2 minutes later, a song popped up.
It's a degenerate reference that if you know it, you know it. But there you go.
Okay, I didn't clock that. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but now I see.
Perhaps you're cute.
Very
boy.
funny.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get the Rayleigh song also, but it's probably unlikely.
No, yeah, grab the washer. Yep.
Can
Yeah, the
you
Rayleigh song is the best. Is the best one in my. Actually, no, the best one we can't even play on here. But
can you play them and not get demonetized on YouTube?
Oh, no,
yeah, I
'cause it's
mean
our
they're
songs.
original. Yeah, they're
Right.
original from AI. So
Right.
Yeah. But you know,
How much longer is that song?
Oh, that's just one verse.
yeah, there's another
It's just
verse.
one
There
verse.
is another verse.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
a 3 or 4 minute song? The full.
Yeah, it's like
one?
a it's like a 3.5 minute song.
Yeah.
So it's a song.
Yeah,
It's
Left-Handed Patriot is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
Left-handed
Yeah.
Left-handed Patriot's like 5 minutes long.
There's another chopper.
Did
Yeah.
he just chop?
We
He
got-
chopped that off the plate like straight into the air, huh? One of those
Yeah,
like
I
just
think so.
plays that you literally cannot make, either off the plate or right in front of the plate. Yep, right off the plate.
Yeah.
You hit it. Technically it's a ground ball that goes like I don't know, 75 feet in the air on one
Brazaban's
bounce.
another one who loses it like a lot when there's runners on base as well. Like we thought he could handle pressure a little bit better, but like
I mean, listen, when the washing machine gets jammed, I mean, there's no one better to fix it.
so stupid.
Oh my fucking, this guy was Semyon. Just take the out at first. Oh,
I'm not sure Brazaban was going to get there. I got to see it again.
Yeah.
No, but it goes off Beatty's glove because this fucking idiot can't fucking handle a ground ball to save his life.
No, I agree with you on that. I don't know if Semyon had a play at first. Let's see here.
No, he had him.
Yeah, he had him. You're right.
Yeah.
I just needed to see it again.
No, because
see
if Beatty's fucking tall fat head was probably blocking him. Because Beatty's sitting there. What happened?
I wasn't
We
sure.
on TikTok?
In real time, I saw Brazaban was in frame, but I wasn't sure if he broke immediately or not. But obviously he should have, because you think the
Beatty
first
was
baseman's fielding that ball.
probably blocking. Yeah, he's probably blocking the late. He
Stepbro's
was
always
going to cover
dialed in.
first too.
Stepbro's
Oh my
always
God,
at-
Beatty!
Why
Stepbro's
can't
always on site.
why can't Beatty be the one who gets fucking stuck in the washing machine? Just fucking leave him there.
Carson, we might not have all the angles to prove
Oh
this.
god, and now you're a shaman.
We might not have all the angles to prove this. There is a chance that Beatty was in the way. There's a pretty good chance.
Yeah. He's always in the way of everything. My happiness. He's always in the way of somebody else because he needs to be on the roster. He's in the way of other things that I can't say on stream.
Get me gummy bears. Maybe I might need gummy bears.
Yeah, here comes the damage control Chris Drury style media here. Fake news, am I right? Beatty can do no wrong.
I'm sorry. I cannot, whether he should have thrown to first or not, I cannot get down with BBA saying our Gold Glove second baseman. Jeff McNeil is not within a prayer of that ball deflected by Beatty. Nobody the Mets
That's
have had
going
playing
into right
second
field
base.
if it's
Yeah, like he made a great play being heads up,
good play
and then
by
he
Lindor there.
and then he went with what he thought was the better play, and he is, no mockery, a Gold Glove second baseman as of last year. Like, you can't give Semyon flack. Like, look, I agree. Brazaban was there. He should have went to first, but you can't give him flack for even being in that spot.
Oh god! I'm done! Fuck this guy! He fucking sucks giant horse cock! Get him the fuck out of here! Take his ginger ass, fucking send him to North Korea. He can sit with Kim Jong-un, launch fucking rockets from the living room. Fuck off! This guy sucks ass!
Utility!
I wish we could.
It's too early for this.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. Bring up BBA's comment coming back at me after that presented without any extra commentary from me after Beatty's error just now cost them another run.
Yeah, this is a great player we got here, guys.
Same
Broke out
outcome
last
for
year.
nothing. Congrats. You should be our manager. I'll tell you what, Beatty wouldn't be playing if I was the manager.
In the words of Andrew and his beautiful music design, Beatty sucks Godzilla cock. It's that bad.
Yeah.
It's got its own zip code.
It's got its own zip code. It's fucking bad.
No. 'Cause
No, it
Alonso would
doesn't.
screw that up too. He would have screwed that up too. So what's the point? Like, and Beatty will not be benched for that. We all know he won't be.
No,
He should be out of the game in between innings.
he should, but he won't.
He should be.
Because
He should be out of the game.
Mendoza will say, "Oh, it's okay, Brett. It's okay. You'll do better next time."
A real manager.
Yes, I've seen Alonso make fantastic defensive plays before.
True.
But that still does not get away from the notion.
A real manager would have pulled him in the middle of the inning.
I don't know.
Would've
I don't know.
grabbed
if
him by
that's
the shirt,
true.
but you can't do that to Golden Boy.
No,
you can't.
I will say I don't know if there's many managers that's going to pull that guy in the middle of the inning. It's very I'm just saying it's very embarrassing to do that to a player, and I'm not sure that you would do that to a player. You could, however, do it in between innings, and then when they ask you what happened, just like, hey, I thought he was in his head a little bit, decided to give him a break for the rest of the game, blah 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 blah, and you check all the boxes. Doing it in the inning is probably, just to be fair, I don't think anybody's doing that. I don't think there's a manager.
Obviously not. That's hyperbole, but
that was satire.
Yeah.
My bad. Fucking,
yeah.
I mean, I get this is the '70s, but Billy Martin pulled fucking Reggie Jackson out of a game mid-inning, so.
Yeah, I mean you can't compare it. But yeah.
That was not the one I wanted to play, but okay. I just wanted to do the show. All right.
Guys, I wish I could stay, but unfortunately I have to go to work, so.
All right. Well,
see you guys later.
You're kind of lucky at this rate.
I was gonna say, if this game gets any worse, I'm not staying just because I want to go do something else.
All right.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later.
Evan, do you want the scoreboard, or you want me to take it? Let me know.
If you could take over, that'd be easier.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
This is ridiculous.
I'll share the game now.
Yeah. All right.
Do I need a separate link, or does that just come back from you?
No, it's the same.
I'll share it in that one.
Okay.
This is just unbelievable.
I love this. Fire Stearns now. Yeah, Brett Beatty's terrible. It's Fire Stearns.
Yep. Sounds about right. I think he had, okay, so he didn't have top fifth, so I'll get that going. This is poor. Well, and now we're going to burn out Huascar Brazaban, and he will be probably dead by next week at this rate, because our big, amazing Kodai Senga with his spooky little ghost fork can't go through 5 innings when he faces a little bit of adversity. This is the thing we talk about with Senga all the time. Yep. He has a great ERA, though. So, actually he doesn't. So, never mind. Yep.
This is also on
Up that same tree.
Stearns. So why don't you get a recognized first baseman? Okay, sure.
His first baseman, they're toying around with his health right now.
Yeah. No, but he doesn't count, Carson, because he didn't play first base. Although, by the way, I just want to bring this up.
Played it again.
I just want to bring this up. Another guy that Stearns is terrible, right? Stearns is terrible. How's Bo Bichette's defense been at third base?
+2 OAA. No, he sucks though.
He's terrible, right?
He was brought in by Stearns. We should have had Beatty there at third base. Because he easily has made the transition to other positions because he's such an athlete.
Yeah, and Bichette couldn't possibly do it, right? He had a couple of bad throws that, by the way, most of them resulted in outs anyway when there was a better first baseman over there. But since then, it's almost like with time, he's gotten better every week, like almost like development doesn't end at spring training. Huh. Weird, huh?
It almost like to be honest, John, I think we're almost like making the case right now that Kai Correa should be replacing Carlos Mendoza.
Don't even get me started there.
Such an athlete, exactly. He's been showing his athleticism, and let me tell you, I am going to be drooling over all of the TikToks about his butt after the game. I'll tell you, it's just going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm just making it up though. You know, the heat I get about Beatty is just he just it's a personal level. I'm just making it up. Why didn't this change? It did not change. Whoops. There we go. And this is where the game will probably start to spiral. So it's just I don't know what else you can do. Like I just really don't. This is getting to a point where no one will be held accountable because Beatty just came into the game and, you know, he did what he usually does, is pounding a non-fastball into the ground. So there you go.
Honestly, you know, maybe the best thing for this team, considering the fact that it's still April, is for them to keep losing, and so that they will fire Mendoza, and so that they will do something drastic like send Beatty down, or you know what I mean? Like, and not just making it about Beatty in all seriousness, but like maybe they need a roster shakeup where it's like, you know what, Beatty, you've been bad, you're getting sent down. Vientos, you're useless, you're getting DFA'd, and also Mendoza, you're fired. Like that would be the thing where it's like, Jesus, wow, they're really making
I think
some
Cabrera
moves.
just died there.
He might have been dead.
He may have died. Okay. This guy's had a lot of health issues in his career, so.
Are these the Cubs City
concerning.
Connect?
I think
yeah, they are
kind of old fashioned. Maybe
I
have no. No, the Cubs City Connect is like that dark blue Wrigleyville.
Yeah, I think they
thing or
changed
whatever.
it though. I think.
Oh, they changed it.
Changed
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Well.
You know what's
Not
funny
for
about that
nothing.
play? He fell, and because he fell, he got hit by the ball. Cabrera, that is.
Yeah.
Like, if Cabrera finishes his follow through and doesn't trip, I don't think that ball even goes near him. But because he
almost like
fell,
when
he fell right into it.
It's almost like when you slip and then also a frisbee hits you in the face at the same time.
That
Like,
feels oddly
it's just too-
specific.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking from experience. Speaking from experience. Baited in North Korea. I feel you, Matt. There was somebody here who was saying that earlier. I don't know who the hell it was, but he was on the panel. He was upset about it.
And Danny Cap saying they're just the alternate uniforms. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't keep track of it. Unfortunately, I just see the ones that go on to, you know, Twitter or whatever. I mean, listen, he's gonna be one of the. I think it's Mendoza next, but hey, Stearns is on the list. He's on the list. I never said he's not. You know, I never said he's not.
which I do think in a way
Because-
would be unfortunate, because I do
Probably.
think he's doing some positive things for the organization in total. Hey,
Nico Horner is just. He is a great player. Okay, he really is.
Bichette is kind of going through a little bit of like a poor man's what Soto went through last year in the first month, where like
Yeah.
people are talking about like how bad some of his numbers are. And it's like, well, if he didn't get robbed of like 1 home run and 4 extra hits, no one would be like, would he be doing great? No, but he would actually be like, it would be
Yeah.
more representative. You know what I mean? Like everyone's talking about Soto's runners in scoring position last year. Like, didn't he have like a home run called back that was just foul, and then he had another 3-run
Yeah.
home run that was robbed, and you're like, I don't know, man, just give him those 2 home runs, and nobody's complaining about Soto's numbers.
Yeah, but it's
A little bit of
it's
unlucky.
just- it's also just more of the fact that in the first month of your Mets tenure after signing a big contract, you have to be the worst version of yourself. It's almost like by law. Like, let's be real for a second. Like,
That's
Lindor
true.
went through it. It's basically it. Cubs have the best defense in baseball. They do have some really good defense. They have some defensive prowess, especially up the middle, because Dansby Swanson, we already know. is a good
Nico Horner,
defensive-
yes. PCA,
Nico
yes.
Horner, and then PCA in center field. I mean, they got some really, really good defense.
And, you know, not for nothing, but, you know, you just leave the Dodgers, who play excellent defense, too. So
Yeah, true. This is a different level of bad.
hey, but we got former guest on TilMetsDoUsPart, the great Howard Johnson, doing a commercial on whatever feed. It's not SNY, right? It's PIX.
I think
It's
it's
Pix
Pix.
today?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
Pix. Yeah, it's Car Shield, but he had to replace the Cheeto Bear because he's in Baltimore. Didn't Pete do that? Didn't Pete do that commercial originally?
That feels right. Wow, you know,
think
watching
so.
that from the angle that they're showing it now on the broadcast, it's an even better play.
Well, here's Sean Mania, the long man that is the highest paid in all of baseball at that position.
You know, I
Let's see
actually,
if these.
to give credit where credit is due here, I like going to Mania here, even though you're kind of quote unquote burning two long men. Huascar Brazoban is the guy you bring in when you have men on base. And because you're not asking, that's a foul ball, because you're not asking him to go another inning. You kind of do save him a bit, and this is a better spot for Mania. So, you know, just to be fair, like criticizing Mendoza a lot, and he deserves it. This is actually, I think, in my opinion, this is a good call to go to Mania here, because Mania could theoretically finish this game.
He probably could. They probably should have went to Mania instead of Brazoban, because obviously Brazoban, he probably stayed for a little bit more of the high leverage, but they probably should have went to Mania first because he's a lefty and he could turn the lineup scheme completely with the arm slot. However, with him throwing 88-mile-an-hour bullets into the Chicago wind, is that the best situation? I have absolutely no idea. But, I mean, at face value, he's been fine, but I still have my concerns about this, like, you know.
Yeah, I do think
just like that.
If you want to talk about it from both perspectives, yet again, if Mendoza is going to have such a quick trigger to pull Senga with one runner on in that last inning, then you could make the case that he should have just went to Mania to start that inning. To your point, I think once a guy is on, for everything else you said, you'd rather go to Brazoban. But if you know you're going to pull Senga kind of no matter what, because again, the guy gets on base on an infield hit and you pull him, then I think, you know, you take the good with the bad. I think it's a good feel to switch to Mania now, but I think you probably could have just not gone to Brazoban, gone to Mania immediately to start the last inning.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Senga can't pitch on 4 days rest. And if he can't, you trade him. That's the point. He shouldn't be here then, because we're done with the accommodations. You have not reciprocated back from those accommodations.
Yeah.
You've been nothing but hurt, soft, and unable to grab any consistency since that rookie year that you just had.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Carson, but maybe his last start when he wasn't good because of the off day, wasn't that on 6 days rest anyway?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think obviously
he
his
also
first
had an off
start
day in between this series too.
Yeah. So his first start of the season obviously just happens. There's no other thing to compare it to except the end of spring training. That doesn't really count. Then I think his second start was on 5 days rest, or regular 4 days rest. And then his third start, when he was the worst, was on extra rest. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Senga 8.83 ERA. Yeah, that's not good. I listen, ERA can be flawed in some sense, but that's not good. That is a diving catch by Carson Bench, who I think has played a decent right field today. Why wasn't he there in the first place? Jeez, I have absolutely no idea. I just, I know why.
She wanna go viral.
Listen, I said this on the show, and I don't want to just spend our time talking about things that I've said on my show, but we're going to be here for the whole game, so whatever. We've got the time. If Soto was a day-to-day, like 2-day injury, missing the rest of that series, I'm okay with Beatty playing right field because that's where he was prepared to play all throughout spring training. Because then it's just a couple days and you deal with it and you don't want to upset the apple cart, fine. Once he goes on the IL, you know it's going to be 2 weeks minimum. You put the best fielders for the spots in the best places, and you have to allow Benj to play right field. To me, and whether that's Mendoza or Stearns, people say I don't criticize Stearns. Whoever's decision that was, malpractice. Terrible.
No, I mean, I said it before, and listen, you're in our creator chat all the time when I say this, and again, sometimes I over-exaggerate, obviously, but the utility crap with Beatty is a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Like, it is an overcompensation gimmick for a terrible draft pick that you made. Because we all know who should have been selected. And for some reason, he's still here, even though he's survived so many different regimes. But they're like, oh, well, we'll try to put him out there in another position, completely out of position, that he has absolutely no business playing as Manaea gets out of the inning there. I don't even know. I don't even know what position, like, what are they even, like, you sign Bo Bichette, you bring in Simeon, and you're like, oh, yeah, Beatty's going to be the utility guy. That guy. Beatty, him. And before anybody tells me that he's an athlete, he's a high school athlete. He's a high school athlete. There's a reason why when he pitched in high school, they told him to play just for third base. So he doesn't have that strong of an arm. And these certain details, for some reason, are just overlooked for some reason as like that one little, what is it, square peg in a round hole or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, this guy can play right field. And he's a bench piece. Yeah.
I mean, you have to be able to do something. You have to be able to hit. You have to be able to, play these positions effectively. And look, I said it. I softened last year. I used to always say Beatty was a 4A player. People jumped all over me. And then Beatty showed last year some strides to the point where I softened and I said, look, if he's going to hit like this and play third base at an above average level, which he does, play second base at an average level, then that's good enough to be a major league contributor. He's not somebody that you need to go out and find at bats for. And I know part of this, Carson, is forced because of the injuries, especially not just Soto, but, to Young, and then not having Tauchman to pivot to, and then with Polanco. I know some of this is forced. Right now, it's hard to judge. But listen, he is not a guy, and he never has been, that you need to get into the lineup.
Yeah. No,
and that's the issue.
I really wasn't that big of a fan, even like from back when he was like in the minors, because it's just pounding the ball into the ground over and over again. There hasn't been any adjustments from this guy to merit him continuing to play. He's been in the league for 5 years. Nothing has changed. Nothing's changed. Beatty's a bench player. I don't even think he's that at this point. I just don't. But it looked like there was like a quick poll that they said, which NL East rival team are you excited to see the Mets play? I'm not excited to see them play anyone right now.
No, I don't even want to watch this.
Yeah.
Like, I watch, like, Carson, I know we all do. Right? We're all fans. Like, but, dude, I watch so much baseball. I love watching Mets baseball. I get upset when I can't watch full games. Like, I said Lindor looks like he's going to fly out to right field. Yeah. And yes, 1 out. Like, I get upset when I have to miss games. Like, I didn't get a chance to watch, as bad as it was, I didn't get a chance to watch really any of the game on Wednesday because I made dinner and then I had a softball game, and it was just like I listened to like 2 innings on my way over to softball when the game was still relatively close. I think it was 2-0 last time I listened. And even as terrible as that game was, I was bummed that I missed it. I want to watch Mets baseball. Yeah. But damn it if they're not taking that away from me. And everybody.
Yeah, it's just so bad. It really is. It's just not, this isn't a fun product to watch. Nico Horner being Nico Horner.
Yeah. Robert put a good swing on a ball. Liner up the middle. Not as spectacular as a play as Horner made on Bichette, but quick instincts, good to his backhand side. He's also playing him up the middle. And,
just a vacuum.
Good positioning, good hands, perfect time on the jump, everything you look for.
Here's Alvarez, who actually hasn't pissed me off behind the plate yet today. Mainly it's just because we've seen everything behind defensively for everybody else. But, I don't know. How many real utility players are there? You can create some, but Beatty is not the prototype for it because he's not fast. He doesn't have a strong arm. But people will tell you differently because he has an insane amount of apologists. He has a ridiculous fan base that are delusional and feral. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff about Beatty that I see, not just on social media or on TikTok, it's disgusting. Like, it really is. Like, it's not even, and I don't even get into it, and I don't even try to entertain it, but it's like, it's feral. Like, it's vile, some of this stuff. And it's not just, like, people, attacking him or anything. It's the opposite. It's like, it's like there's some fetish stuff about this guy. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's actual stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like,
as Alvarez,
it's gross.
Alvarez draws a 2-out walk, 1 on, 2 out for MJ Melendez. Best hitter on the Mets right now, who is 1 for 1 with a single walk and a run scored. Literally the best hitter on the Mets right now. By like every discernible metric. I know it's an extremely small sample size.
There he goes again.
And he's got another
hit.
Good base running genuinely by Alvarez. He'll go first to third. First and third, 2 out.
Yep. And up comes Marcus Semien.
What I miss?
That's perfect segue. It is.
Yeah. It's a fetish.
Elite segue.
Listen, Ibby, I'm gonna start Carson, I'm gonna start doing actual play-by-play and just mixing in like the most horrific.
Yeah, listen, I when I lock into the play-by-play, I do, but like at this point I'm just so past it that it's like
it's hard to do it for not necessarily. It's hard to do it for a game like this, although the game is not actually out of reach. It's just where the Mets are right now. It's hard to sit here and do play-by-play.
Where you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like even if they come back closer and it becomes 7-5 here, and like there's a 2-run double, you're like, okay, well, what's going to screw up next? Because it's like anything that could happen will happen at this current moment because that's how it has felt for these last 8 games. And even before that. Yeah, Melendez has been fantastic.
I want to revisit the how many true utility people are there, utility men are there, as the first pitch to Semien is a ball. How many do you think there are? Truly. I know it's putting you on the spot. Yeah, he's the prototype, right? He's like the new Ben Zobrist.
Yeah.
But you don't even
there's 2 different utility guys. There's infield utility and then there's super utility, which is, infield and corners. So, I mean, Jeff McNeil, I think at his age, he shouldn't be considered a super utility guy. Like he's a second baseman now.
Correct. But Jeff McNeil from a couple of years ago, I think you could call a super utility.
You could, yes. Before the bang up injuries that he ended up having. I mean, you have Brendan Donovan. I mean, going around the league, I mean, I'd say that you have Oswald Cabrera from the Yankees. He's not an everyday player. That's one. I think you have also there's somebody on the Red Sox that I know plays a lot. Kike Hernandez is another one. Kike Hernandez
is a good one. Yep.
Yeah, I think that there's
probably less than 10, right? Or 10 maybe around the entire
is
league.
Another one. Yeah,
Cody Clement is a good one.
Mauricio Dubon. But they're not everyday players. That's the thing. And they see Beatty still as an everyday player. Like that's the annoying part of it. It's like, oh, he needs to play every day because of a little stretch he had last year.
Right.
Like, no, he hasn't earned that. And even they know that he hasn't earned that, and you're still floating around with the idea of Beatty being a good player in his 5th year. They don't even think he's that, because they brought in a guy who's never played the third base position to play the position. It's just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, why is he still here?
I know
Young
people are
players
chiming
should
in.
not be bench depth. That's just dumb.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch.
We'll have a, yeah. Simeon's
Good cut,
taking some good
fouls it
swings
back.
today.
Might be the last inning, depending. It might be the last batter for Cabrera here. He's at 90 pitches.
Nah.
Simeon gets a hit here. I don't know if they have the bullpen working because we don't have the sound on, but they probably do, I would imagine. 6th inning, 90 pitches.
Probably.
2-2 again. Ground ball to third. Goes the short way to second base. Inning over. Good at bat by Simeon. Just like the thing is, like, Carson, when you're at this point, this is the tricky part, and bringing it all back full circle, like talking about the fucking green shoots or whatever. It's hard to look at any positives, no matter how true they are, because now you're forcing yourself in a game that has more failures than successes. You need to have success because you're staring down the barrel, right? So, like, if the Mets are just even a 500 team right now, right, just playing okay, treading water, you look at that inning and you look at this game and you look at that at bat from Simeon, you're like, you know what? He had an RBI hit earlier, pretty good at bat, hit the ball. I don't know the exit velo, but, you know, hit the ball hard to third base, whatever, didn't get it done. It is what it is. But when you're looking at a, 8-game, 9-game losing streak and there's no end of it in sight, you just kind of need the results. And it might be an unfair ask, but that's kind of what you're looking at.
True. Very true. I'm kind of slacking with the scoreboard here, but that's the best I can do there. It's just basically just waiting for the other shoe to drop at this point, because yes, it is a 4-run game. Chicago win, the wind is blowing out, but it's like, what else is going to happen? Like, is the bullpen going to just shit its pants now that they try to get closer? Like, right. I feel like there's no end in sight as of right now. And again, I still think that it goes back to the message being sent by the leadership in the clubhouse as well.
Yeah. Also, shout out Danny Caps. My bad, before I came at you a little hard. I just get so frustrated with some of the discourse that goes on.
We're all worked up now.
Yeah, and we're all worked up for the same reason. It's because we're watching a terrible baseball team. And so, I know Danny from your show. I know Danny when he's in on our show. So, it's all love, but it's just like, it just gets so... It's hard. It's so incensing to watch this. And I think part of it is what I just said, right? Like, where you're sitting there and you're like, yo, I don't want to live and die by the results of single at bats. But right now, Carson, we're all living and dying by the results of single at bats, because
everything comes with, everything is so absolute right now that everything comes with a reaction of fuck you or I love you. Like, that's how big the window is right now, because right now we're talking about MJ Melendez being the MVP of the league right now, because that's how dire it is right now that this team does something. Yeah, Armand, Daniel Schneemann, that's another one. Tommy Edman, how could we forget Tommy Edman, the devil of the NLCS in 2024? Chris Taylor is another one. Chris Taylor's kind of isn't really an everyday player anymore, but yeah, he was good for a while. Yeah, I think that there are good utility men, but utility men in the game could catch Simeon, but it's just creating a utility man that doesn't have the tools to be a utility man. That's what drives me nuts. And Beatty isn't one of those guys. Beatty's not fast. He doesn't have a strong arm. It's just, it's the definition of toxic, because it gets toxic. It gets so toxic when the team's not doing well.
Yeah.
It's just, it just, like, we're just so fed up right now that because again, and I always talk about it with the overall criticism of the players. And I said this when Bo Bichette was first getting booed in the first thing. It's like, fans have every right. I personally think every fan has every right to boo their own players. Tickets are expensive. The situation is expensive. The player, you want to see the results. I don't boo players because I don't think it does anything. But it's like fans are shareholders of the team. There is no team without them. So they're allowed to boo them. It's the ones that take it a little bit a step forward, obviously. Like, those are just inhumane fucking cretins. But it's like, right now, how we're feeling, it's fuck you or I love you right now.
Yeah.
Whether it was a good swing or a good AB or whatever, like, that's what I mean when it gets put on blast and on ESPN that Lindor's smiling after striking out. How do you think we're going to react to that?
Right.
It's just and again, it's irrational, but when it feels like there's no end in sight, and there is an end in sight because it's only April. But like, this is a different level of poorish baseball that you're watching right now. And it can't be seen as 100% acceptable. It just can't.
Can I ask you a question? We've not had this conversation.
Okay.
Do you? They are playing terribly, and it is early. Both things are true. As Horner gets a little seeing eye base hit
Can't get this
through
guy. You can't get this guy out now.
the 5.5 hole. One out, one on. It's early. That's true. No matter how doom and gloom you want to feel, it's just, we all know how long a baseball season is, and you just have to acknowledge that. But also you have to acknowledge that there are some real red flags because it is very bad right now.
Yeah.
My question to you, Carson, is, do you think, like, how bad or good or whatever do you think this team actually is?
I know
it's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, I've already said that, I'm not making sweeping declarations about this team because it is 19 games. Like, that's the 19 game excuse I'll use it for. I think that they're a lot better if they don't get in their own way at this point. Because, like, what we are seeing, a lot of it is just the stupid shit of shooting yourself in the foot. And it's not really just, oh, well, they're losing a lot. They're in a lot of situations right now. Every single game, teams aren't beating them. They're losing. They're losing those games. Nice play by Taylor there. Or I don't even know whose ball it was, but you know what? No one goes
Taylor's
over or prepares them. I don't even know. So
I mean,
who cares, right?
Just from where that ball landed, that's Taylor's ball all the way. Bichette being a former shortstop is probably, one of the handful of third basemen that'll even go out that far because he's used to going out and tracking a ball, like diagonally to his left or right. That's Taylor's ball all the way, but a nice play, 2 outs.
And this is a good question from Karma here saying, how long do we continue to look awful before we stop saying that it's still early?
I'll give you the cliche answer, but it's the right one. Memorial Day.
Probably. Yeah.
That's just how that's when a baseball season starts to turn. And I know nobody wants to sit here and hear that from me on April 17th.
No.
You theoretically have to sit through, another 6 weeks of baseball like this. But I also believe, Carson, I don't think there's going to be 6 weeks of baseball like this. I do think this team is better than this. And I don't think that should be a hot take.
They are better than this.
There's too many good players on this team. There's something very wrong with this team right now, but this team is so much better than this. So I don't think, but Memorial Day is it's maybe not the answer you want to hear, but that's usually the line of demarcation. So
the reason why I'm annoyed is I feel like we're sitting here with an overall mentality that Juan Soto is going to fix everything. That's why I'm annoyed. And that's where I also think that Carlos Mendoza's head's at. He's like, I'm just going to tread water until then. I'm going to ride the storm or whatever the hell he's saying now. It's just, I don't like that mentality even in April. Like, I'm not saying the sky is falling and this is going to be what the team is forever, but you can't not look at this and say, well, I don't like watching this. No one enjoys watching this. This is just bad baseball in general. Like, things happening to this team or the things that are being initiated by this team by their own wrongdoing, professional baseball teams don't do. Like, even on that play, if that even was true, who even knows? We don't even have the angle for it. Like, Beatty blocking the pathway for a throw. is insane. Even looking back, Lindor fixing his hand gear and getting picked off of first base. Like, professional teams don't do this.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course this happens. Of course it went that wrong, because that's all it's looked like for the past week, or to be honest, to the beginning of the season, after they beat up Paul Skeens. You know?
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Again, like, just the Lindor one's a good point on the fixing of the mitt. Like, you got to fix the mitt. Like, you can't take it for granted. But that was a while ago, just to keep it in today's game. The thing with Beatty is a good point. I'm not trying to pile on him. The fact that he theoretically was in the way of that throw is a problem, right? Like, you go and you try to make a play, and of all the 3 plays that he botched, that was the hardest one. Again, being fair, like he was ranging far to his backhand. Some first basemen don't even get to that ball. So the fact that he got a glove on it, fine. But like, you kind of have to know then, again, I said this before, don't compound the issue. Don't compound the mistake by getting up and trying to do too much. Because as a first baseman, and he's not a first baseman, you have to know that if you field that ball, the pitcher is covering. So the fact that you haven't fielded that ball, whether Simeon fields it or not, the pitcher's going to get over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to stand back up. Stay on the ground and stay out of the way.
Leadoff hit here for, I believe it's Alvarez, right? I didn't really even see it.
They came back so fast.
It's Mark Vientos, who is in the game.
Hitting for Brett Beatty.
For Beatty. Wow. But I bet you it wasn't because of that. It was because of, it was lefty. Yeah.
They went to a lefty.
It's all remote. It's not because Beatty fucked up all those plays. They're not holding him accountable for that. See?
No.
It's like, no, it's because there's a lefty in the game. So remotely put a lefty in.
Yeah.
Put a right-handed bat in. It's ridiculous. And Mark, I think, just snaps like what, an 0 for 23 skit.
He was over 23, 24, something like that.
So he's back, everyone. Put him in the franchise plans.
Tyrone Taylor laying down a bunt.
Beautiful.
It's a really good play by Bregman on the bare hand. Gets the out at first. Gets Vientos over to second. I think he looked like he was maybe bunting for a hit there, which I don't hate.
Good bunt.
Good bunt. A lesser third baseman.
Give away outs down four runs, but
correct.
Whatever.
But you know what? The way things are going right now, you do stuff like that to spark it, right? You try to bunt for a hit
and clear the 9 spot too, I guess.
Right. You try to bunt for a hit, and then if it ends up as a sacrifice.
All right. So now a runner is in scoring position. Do we swing first pitch? No, we don't.
We do
not. Look at that. Look at that.
You know, actually, Carson, I think we might be helped out here. And obviously, he did not swing Carson Benj, that is, on the first pitch. So it is ball 1. But I think lefty on lefty, you're not going to see from Benj a lot of early swings.
Yeah.
I think
actually, no, Benj
has patient.
Benj is a patient hitter, and his swing decisions are good. I don't know about really the oppo attack, if he needs to, like, the oppo attack is a little bit concerning, but if you have him in these certain situations, like leading off or like, it's just, I don't know. I think his process is good. He's just not really fully ready for major league pitching. Like, he just isn't.
Yeah, I agree.
And like everybody says, oh, well, you're not bagging on, you're not like this is another thing. Oh, well, you're not bagging on Benj. He's doing even worse than Beatty offensively. Benj just got here.
Yeah. He's
Beatty's
20
a
games.
super kindergartner.
He's 20 games into his major league career.
Yeah. It's like he's still developing as a player. He was drafted, less than 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Beatty's a super kindergartner.
And to your point, I don't have a problem with anything Benj is doing if Benj is hitting 9th. Benj hitting in the leadoff spot. Well, now you're in a spot like this where like you need to cash this run, right? And like, I'm not going to say the sky's falling if he doesn't get it done,
as
he definitely is going to be struck out here. A great pitch, nasty little, I don't know what Riley Martin has in his repertoire, but it was a little bender, and it catches the outside part of the plate on I think a 2-2 pitch. Yeah. Called the ball initially.
For a left-handed hitter whatsoever.
What'd you say?
Perfect pitch. No wheelhouse for a left-handed hitter there.
No, that ball, the way that it landed and the way that it broke, if you're in the left-handed batter's box, that ball never looks like a strike.
Who the hell is saying bet?
You think that's
yeah,
up
and that's
and
the
away.
difference. Yeah, and that's the difference. It was like Benj has tools. He can give you defense speed. Beatty doesn't give you any of that.
Yeah.
Like Benj can be what I like to call a gravy level bat, where he doesn't have to set the world on fire to be a contributor or an everyday player. Beatty was a hit first prospect.
Right.
He needs to hit. And he doesn't hit because he can't hit because he's not good.
And that was the other thing when I was talking about Vientos and people are like, oh, well, Vientos hasn't been good, da-da-da-da. I'm like, just do me a favor and wake me up when Brett Beatty has one season as good as Mark Vientos' 2024. And look, a lot of players are one-hit wonders in Major League Baseball. So I'm not saying Vientos is great, but like Beatty doesn't even have a song you want to listen to.
Yeah.
Bichette shoots it to right field on the line. It is caught by Suzuki. 3 outs.
4-pitch mix. For Martin.
That's another dude. Has that been 4 really solid swings by Bichette?
Yeah, Bichette is obviously pressing. He will get out of it.
But I'm looks
sure
better.
He will look more comfortable with Juan Soto back. And again, I don't want to use that as a crutch, like I've said. But like he's getting good swings on the ball. It's just, with the team losing, it's like an out's an out. That's how it feels, It's just always that. Either way,
do you think
stretch time at Wrigley.
What do you think about the thought process of Soto hitting leadoff? I've seen that kind of pushed around.
I think it's ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous. I think Soto hitting third, I entertain that. But I'm sorry, you
Soto hitting third so that Bichette can hit second or fourth.
Either way, I'm fine with that. Either way, either way. Because if you want to put somebody like another right-handed bat in there, I know that nobody else is hot right now. I mean, I think Lindor lead off, Soto 2 or 3 right now. I get it. Yeah, he has an on-base percentage and everything, but And everybody's going to get more pitches to hit behind him. But with him sandwiched in the middle, Lindor gets more pitches to hit. And the leadoff spot, we all know he does. He gets more pitches to hit to do damage. And then so does Bo Bichette. So it's more of creating that balance of how they complement each other. And I would not put Soto in the leadoff spot. I feel like that's just basically just saying, well, this hasn't worked. Let's try something else. Let's just, put in the blender and because it just nothing's working right now. Like nothing at all.
What about, I mean, generally speaking, I agree with you. I would entertain Soto in the 3-hole more than the leadoff spot. Just playing devil's advocate here. What about the people who say, well, it's not just about the on-base percentage. Shohei Ohtani hits leadoff. Kyle Schwarber's hit leadoff. Like, what do you say to those folks?
I would say that
where
on-base percentage
is a part of it, but it's not the part of it with those guys either.
I would say that Shohei Ohtani is in a lineup where you can basically put the lineup into Chat GPT and you will score easily 10 runs on a typical day. Right now, you kind of have to shuffle things in and out because this is a deep lineup. I think fully healthy. I think they're a lot better than this, but I mean, there still are certain positions that some guys should be batting in, personally, to keep the flow of it and keep it that way. There's enough with if you want to go platoon to platoon with some things, fine, but keep it in a certain position. Like, the Benj leading off and it'll obviously settle once they get Soto back. And there we go. Again, Soto coming back is going to save everything, but they're obviously trying to make up for Soto when they can't.
Listen, no team can make up for the loss of a guy like Soto.
Yeah.
And Soto coming back will fix some things. Again, as fans, we can hang our hat on that. And this has been kind of the main overarching point of everything that I've said on this show. As fans, we could say, sure. But as the team, you're going to want to, you need more than that. Like, in other words, I want them to know what their plan is outside of Soto. And they can't say, well, Soto will be back and that'll be all good. because there's other problems here that
Yeah,
have nothing to do with Soto. As
And that's gonna
Suzuki
go all the
flares
way
one
into the
down the right
corner.
field line.
yeah. The Braves won without Acuna. They did because they filled that spot with 3 different bats. They got, what was it? Peterson, Soler. Like, they filled it up. They got Peterson,
And,
Soler. They got Grossman too for their bench. They got there was somebody else
Yeah,
that they got.
his name is escaping me right now.
Duvall.
Jeez. Yeah,
Duvall.
Adam Duvall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soler, Peterson, Duvall, and Grossman.
Yeah, and Eddie Rosario too.
And Eddie
Like,
Rosario. Yeah.
I think maybe they already had Duvall at that point.
They might
That
have.
is
Duvall was that guy
thrown
that
out
they
to
went
right fields
off the wall.
over the head of bench. That's going to score a run. It's going to be an RBI double for. It's not Seiya Suzuki. It is Ballesteros, who's having a ridiculous game.
Ballesteros is out of the game. That's Matt Shaw.
That's Matt Shaw.
Matt Shaw pinch
Okay.
hit for Ballesteros. Either 1 at bat ago or 2 at bats ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, for those of you in here, make sure to stick around for post-game coverage, which will be later on in the day. Matt and Evan will bring you guys that around 9:30-ish. We're going to talk about this. They're going to talk about this shit can of a game, which has pretty much been the trend recently. Thank you to John for joining us. I wish it was a little bit more, sparkly to watch right now, but it's just not fun. I think whenever you roll the dice on any game, you're just going to see, things like this. They're just unwatchable at this current moment.
Yeah. I mean, look, and this is not the way we want it to go. And this is not what I even want to be talking about, but Manaea's at 42 pitches. It's the bottom of the 7th, 1 out. I know he just gave up a run. Carson, if this game stays like this, or he gives up this other run, Sean Manaea's got to finish this game, man. If the Mets are not in this game right now, based on a lot of stuff, if the Mets continue to be this far out of the game or worse, I don't want to see another pitcher. I don't.
No, you shouldn't.
Nice
be
play
burning
by
him
Simeon up the
whatsoever.
middle. And he cannot complete the play.
Saves a run, but
He does save a run, keeping the ball
it's
on the
still
infield.
That fuck you energy of get a goddamn guy out right now. It's just
Yeah.
It's
It's
aggravating.
exactly the same case as the at-bats, right? Like, you see that play in a different context where this team hasn't lost 8 in a row, and you're like, great play. Honestly, winning play. Even though you don't get the out, Vientos makes a great attempt to try to swipe tag. The runner can't quite get him. He just beat it. And you're like, that's what you want to see. That's winning baseball. That's winning defense, keeping that runner at third, keeping the double play in order. But you have to say, I just need you to get the outs instead. It's like before, I just need you to drive in the run. The process is great, but it doesn't really matter. This might as well be a base hit up the middle. It just doesn't matter. And that's unfortunate.
I'm not excusing the offense. Again, Cubs have played some really good defense in this game, but Senga took us completely out of this game before we even had a chance. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, what was it, 4-0 by the end of the first, and then it was we fought back, and then he took us completely out of the game again.
Yeah, he gave us a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run in back-to-back innings. So, I mean, one when the game was scoreless, and then one when the Mets rallied for 3 runs to get it within 1. You know what I mean? Like, bro, your pitcher does that, you're shit out of luck.
You just never know. I just can't. And PCA looks like he just smacked the umpire in the face with a comebacker. So but hey, PCA's 0 for 3. So did we win the trade? I think we did.
Yeah, when you get to the point that PCA is trying to lay down bunts with a 5-run lead and 2 runners on, like, he's out of sorts, man. Like, he's
Yeah.
This is just, and that's what's funny too. Again, nobody wants to hear this, but you look around baseball, there's a lot of stars that are off to slow starts. There's a lot of guys with new teams that are off to slow starts. And just hitters are usually slower to start than pitchers, right? Like that's been the adage forever coming out of spring training. And again, no one wants to hear that right now because those teams, despite all of those things, the Mets are the ones that have lost 8 in a row and look terrible. So,
yeah. Per Gary Cohen, apparently the Mets are looking at Scott to replace Peterson or Senga. Senga probably goes to the bullpen, I'm going to guess. Peterson should be DFA'd, but he won't be because, his hips don't lie. He got his hip surgery. He's Shakira. Stearns is no Billy Bean. Actually, Stearns has more playoff wins than Billy Bean.
Yeah.
Whoops! Did I drop a truth bomb? Whoops! Yeah. Yeah, I know you meant per, Rosie. Yeah, okay. I don't think you said P, Gary. I don't think Gary started peeing. I don't think he... I mean, he's probably not happy watching this team completely implode on itself, but I don't think he's gotten to the feral point where he's peeing in the booth. So
speaking of complete implosion, we've got
speaking of
Sean Manaea with a 3-2 pitch way out of the zone.
And no one's in the bullpen.
No one's in the bullpen. Right. I'm telling you, man, you got to wear this if you're Sean Manaea. Yeah. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah.
He's only at 50 pitches. He does make $25 million a year, making him, the highest paid pitcher on the team. Gross.
Yeah.
And then he breaks off a pretty good sweeper right there on Dansby Swanson. It's funny, man. It's because he doesn't have the life on his fastball. Sometimes his breaking stuff looks atrocious, and sometimes it's very good.
He's basically just using 2 pitches. I mean, they already said in spring training they were trying to get him to utilize more of a changeup. Doesn't look like he's throwing it that much, but it's just, I don't know. Just let him wear it at this point. This is ridiculous. And he
throws it over Alvarez's head to the backstop. All the runners will move up. A run scores. 9-3 Cubs. Runners on second and third. 1 out.
Yep. Well,
what a time to be alive. What a treat. What a dream.
This is so much fun to watch. However, shout out to everybody in the chat here. You guys are really coming through here. We've got plenty on the YouTube side. Make sure to like the stream, subscribe. We are live for every single game, no matter how shit they are.
You do this every day?
Every game, Matt and Evan. Yep. And sometimes I come in here. Sometimes Andrew's in here. We have not gotten Frank on here because I think he's a little bit more smarter with his time. Because this is torture. Yeah. Watch along and post game. We're always here.
More power to you.
I think it's been about
doing this, but just it's gotten off to such a bad start that we're like, well, I'm not going to start doing it now.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought that, it was, I think it's very therapeutic for a lot of people. They can just, watch along with the broadcast and then also like chat with other Mets fans in the chat as well. Thank God for playoff hockey.
Screaming into the void.
That. Yeah, true.
Like, or just looking at your TV and like wondering why.
Yeah, it's like the anonymous meetings. You're not alone, folks. You're not alone. I don't even turn on the games anymore. Oh, so we're your main broadcast. Awesome, Rosie. It's awesome. Cool.
Man.
Full count to Swanson, who's batting 9th. Wow. Bad contract versus bad contract right here, actually. Swanson lifts one to left field.
Not super deep. Taylor's got a good arm. I would send the runner, and he's going anyway, and he will be safe, and the ball gets by Alvarez, and that means that the back runner will move up too. And when I say the ball gets by Alvarez, if you're not watching, like Rosie, was it a great throw? No. You were never going to get the runner at home, but it was a throw that I think went through Alvarez's legs.
Yeah.
The ball and the runner did kind of get there at the same time. And I think he got like screened a little bit for the, he did. He got screened a little bit, but also again, Carson, we're at a point now where everything looks bad. That ball cannot get by a team that's lost 8 in a row.
Yep.
Ground ball to Simeon.
Say?
Inning over 10-3
Wow.
in favor of the Cubs.
Well, all we need is a touchdown, so we got to get the offense going. Maybe switch up the playbook. I really, this is just not fun to watch. But hey, we're all along for the ride here, no matter how bad they are. In fact, I'm doing we're on live here. I mean, you have a show called TilMetsDoUsPart. I mean, it's till the end here, no matter what. Yeah, looking for these green shoots today. Hey, we scored 3 runs. I think that's a game high during this losing streak, right? Or no, we scored 6 against the Athletics. So it's a second high. So yeah, run the 2-minute offense. Yes, I think so. Ibby is correct there. Beatty as the QB. Yeah, probably. Seems like he's QBing this team right now, playing like a bunch of losers. Yeah, we can. All right.
Yeah, it's hard to even in a show where we've been sitting here joking about the green shoots, right? But like we have acknowledged, like whether it was Cohen's statements or a game today, there are things, there are positives, but you can't even focus on them because you just need results. On an 8-game losing streak, you need results. None of the other stuff matters. Like that's the song that me and Carson have been singing this whole time, where it's just like, yo, this is what it is. Like, yeah, listen, you could be Bo Bichette, and he's had great at bats basically all day. He's hit the ball hard. He got robbed of a hit. He's got a hit. He's hit another couple balls hard that were routine plays, whatever. But it's like, they just didn't get the run in. Same thing with Simeon. He has a good at bat, runner on second base, but he doesn't get the run in. Simeon makes that great play. He's not able to convert it for an out, but he does keep the ball in the infield. But since then, they've scored 2 more runs. So it's just.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you. That's what we're going for here. Yeah, we're here to crack jokes even when the team is in the dumpster right now. It's just so bad right now. It really is. It doesn't seem like there's no end in sight. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was talking to Ibby about this in our creator chat. Like sometimes I go back and watch the stream, like maybe to get some clips or whatever. And I'll see an Ibby comment that he'll like type like a blurb out of context. And I just like, it's one of my favorite pastimes. I'm not going to lie. It really is. Cause like he'll say something like I'll say, I think I said in my stream yesterday, our podcast, I said, look me dead in the eyes and tell me that this old team wouldn't have been doing the same shit. And Ibby is like, I'm looking dead in the eyes. That's what he says in the chat. And I'm like, yeah. It's just like you get lost in like a rant and you're like, where the hell is it going?
Yeah.
Like, looking back, and then you're like, oh, well, there's also people commenting on it, and you're like, oh. So sometimes I lock in on my rants. Like we all, and listen, I'm talking to like one of the rant kings right here, and John Saponaro right here. I mean, we all get into it. We don't realize a comment or something that's funny. I was expecting somebody to catch, like make a diving catch into that and crash into the wall of that. That's how it feels like it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think this is a Cubs fan here and there, but welcome.
Watching this live and being like on any form of air, like I feel for Gary and Ron, like calling this game. And, like obviously they're the ones that most people are watching and listening to right now. But it's just like, dude, like, and we can, like, that's the thing. We can say whatever we want, right? Like they can't, they literally can't.
They have a contract.
Their job is so much fundamentally so much
Even though
harder.
Keith
because
does push it a little bit.
he definitely does. But like Carson, I can look at you and just say, wow, 20 games in, this fucking sucks, huh? And that's
Yeah.
it. And nobody's feelings are hurt. Nobody's whatever. Lindor thinks he walked. It was a 2-2 pitch, so that's good.
Yeah.
That'll be another
Everyone's
one.
entertained. Like, listen, it's like a group therapy session, basically. Yeah, nobody cares on this team so long as the checks don't bounce. That's the thing. That's how it feels. They're just mailing it in. And this is coming from a leader who told you, saying that the clubhouse had a corporate feel in it last year.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do about it here? Like, be a leader. It's like, wow. And I'm sure he's going to throw him out from the seat of his pants, right?
No, he is safe.
An infield hit. Yay.
You know what? I gotta say it, Carson. I gotta say it. I don't know if you call this a green shoot, truly.
Yeah.
But I think it qualifies as a real one that you can actually be happy about as Mets fans, because Lindor thought he walked on a 2-2 pitch that was outside. He started to take off his gear. He had to put it back on, get back in the batter's box with a 3-2 count, and then he actually does get a hit. That is a green shoot because it would have looked horrible.
It's good process. It is good process.
I don't even care about process. He would look horrible if he struck out.
Probably
as
would've.
Luis Robert lines one down the left field line.
Yeah. And that's going to be a double, make it second and third, because Tim Leeper will never let anybody go past third base because he needs the company.
Yep. Well, he gets it so infrequently.
That's another thing that hasn't been talked about a lot because the team is such a mess right now. This guy Tim Leeper sucks.
Do you think he's gun shy because he had that one bad send?
Possibly. And to be honest, being aware, I don't even know if they are aware of it because I still, under the impression, believe that something happened with Lindor that is causing these mental mistakes, because you never see things like that from him, like, routinely. But I don't know. Can we score one run here?
Alvarez swinging at the first pitch. Done. And he beats it out. Infield hit.
Okay. Look at this. We're showing fight, folks.
They are showing fight. You know, look, and I'll take this as a green shoot, honestly, Carson, as a real one. Again, like, we're joking around about, like, things you don't want. It's too early for this team to roll over and die like a dog in the street. Like, win, lose, or draw, they need to do stuff like this. You need to come back in this game. You need to score some runs. Will we be frustrated if they fall short and they lose this game 10-8? Yes. Is it still a loss? Yes. But, like, you do need to show some fight. Yeah, green shoot me. I agree.
See, that's one of the comments he would sneak in there, and I'd be like, all right. Well, we got a super chat here. Dave, thank you, saying the Mets are skull, 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 clown, 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 shit, shit, shit. Listen, I don't know if that's considered a complete sentence, but you know what? Wholeheartedly agree. Thank you for the 199, Dave.
I will say this. No notes. No notes.
No notes. Comment. Yeah.
Hey, we've got first and second, nobody out. MJ Melendez, who is 2 for 2 with a walk at the plate.
All right.
Webb throws it right down the middle. Strike one.
All right. Well, he's being patient.
They
got him on the ropes. That's good. Let me update the scoreboard because a lot has been happening here. Ooh,
pitch number 2. Outside, it is challenged by the Cubs. Looks like it may have nipped the outside corner. Let's see.
It did.
Oh, barely.
Yeah.
Barely. Just like by a it's just like a breath.
Yep.
So now it is 0-2 on MJ Melendez.
They're literally trolling us. They probably are. They really are, to be honest. I think they've been trolling us all day, even before the game started. Obviously, with yesterday, with our star shortstop going on to a certain podcast with the team on a not 8-game losing streak as Melendez strikes out there. Send him down to AAA now. He sucks.
Strikes out, half-hearted swing there, and I'm not sure what he was
got
looking
buckled.
at.
Yeah.
It looked like he was sitting off speed because he just got beat by a fastball that was not great and not great location. It was a little above the belt. It was like 95 on the gun. It's a pitch he can handle, so he had to be looking for something else. Definitely did not get to say he didn't get his A swing off would be an understatement. He didn't even get the good emergency swing off. He looked like he was really
so we're
late.
talking about I would classify this as A swing, B swing, C swing, and then Beatty swing. That's I think where we're gonna go.
I'm gonna give that a Beatty swing then. That's like Beatty swing is its own category. It's like S tier.
0.75 Beatty swing. I think that's where we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Are we seriously finding? I think we're more just doing it in a satire way right now because of our owner, our big voice saying green shoots on Twitter at 1:00 in the morning. I think everyone's just really fed up at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not actually finding positives here. It's the fact that the only positives can be garnered from coming
There's
through
a lot of dead air to fill. Let's just say
or
that.
winning. Yeah, so we're just trying to find out the best way we can go about this. 2-2 pitch coming to Simeon, then I'll let you hit the super chat. And Simeon
Dave,
will foul it back.
Once saying my grandmother can hit better, and she's dead. Hey, it's a classic, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Classic.
Well, the skull emoji, though, it changes it a little bit. It's fun. It's fun.
It's playful.
We're
Baby's
doing the
barely
2-2
a major
pitch
leaguer.
again. Simeon lines it out to left, and it will fall in for a hit in front of the outfielder. Looks like the runner's going to be stopped at third, and he should have been because he would have
that was a
been
good call by Leaper.
dead.
It was a good call. Now we got Swaggy V up. The worst nickname you could ever hear in your life.
It's a bad nickname.
It sucks.
It's
and
a
the people
bad
that
nickname.
disagree with me, you're a loser. I don't know what
It's
to
a
tell
bad
you.
nickname.
It sucks. It
You know
really
why?
does.
You know why it's bad? It's bad for a couple of reasons. One, it's bad because it sounds dumb, even though.
Yeah.
And it's almost worse because it sounds dumb, but it's trying to convey the opposite.
Yeah.
As he swings at the first pitch, which is a bad pitch, breaking ball out of the zone, swings over the top. No balls, one strike. But it's trying too hard. It's very clearly trying too hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like.
Christ.
Actually, it's Shaggy 2 Dope and Silent J. As far as NBA is concerned. Oh, man. Mark Bianzo swinging right through a fastball, 94 miles an hour, center cut, swinging right through it. 0-2.
Lovely.
Bases loaded, 1 out, 0-2 pitch. He tops it to shortstop.
And
to
that's a
second,
double play candidate.
And
Yep.
on to first, double play, inning over, rally, killed, Swaggy, not so much.
No.
Oh, I like that one. I can't pull up comments from Kaiser Soze. VN the inning. That's a good one. VN the inning is terrific.
Yep. I mean, it adds on to the corniness of it. It's like I'm sorry, it's just dumb. Yeah, Swaggy Dog, another 199 from Dave. Thank you for the again. Thank you for the super chats. I think that's 3 now. So Dave's emptying the pockets because to be honest, at the rate we're going, who's going to be spending that money on tickets right now?
Dude, for people who are in your show that are not in my show normally.
Yeah.
Neither one of us live in New York City, so we can't go to games often. But I live in LA, and not only do I have to deal with Dodger fans and just this championship pedigree constantly and Dodger merch everywhere, but I was at the game. I was at the McLean Yamamoto game, and the thing that got me over the hump, Carson, was that it was McLean Yamamoto. Like, I was like, I'll go to this game because this is going to be a good game. And I said it on the show, on our show, on TilMetsDoUsPart, and I stand by this. Like, it was a great game. Again, if you told me that game would be 1-1 and those pitchers would go, 7 7 innings and 8 innings plus, and it would be 1-1 and somebody would win late, like whether your team wins or not. If the Mets again aren't even playing great but playing 500 ball, I would have taken that outcome. That was such a good game to be at. It was well pitched. It was almost 2 hours exactly. Like, it was a great game. It was a wonderful experience to watch. But again, the results matter, and it sucks. So
yeah,
it takes all the joy
brutal.
out of what should be a fun game to watch no matter what.
The person on the screen right here, that's how I look watching these games right now. Just drained completely. I feel like I've aged like 80 years. If you guys are watching on picks right now, you'd understand what I am saying. Alex saying the Mets are the Mets of the NL East. Yeah. And I know, and you know what it is? I know exactly what he is saying by saying that.
Yeah.
Grounded through the hole underneath Vientos, says our first basemen are having a phenomenal day right now. How could we get rid of the Cheeto Bear? Lead off hit.
Dare I say this, but Polanco is the best first baseman on the team.
I know
Jared
people don't
Young
want
is
the best first baseman on the team. Personally,
you're probably right.
Fly high, King. Fly high.
Yeah. We still got Shamanaya in there, 60 pitches.
Good.
Looking terrible, but it's okay. Facing Alex Bregman, ball 1, up and away, runner on first.
Yeah. Oh, Dave coming in here again saying send Swaggy V and Hitman Beatty on a slow boat to China. Oh my God, $4.99. Thank you, Dave.
I don't mean to say any. I'm not trying to insult Dave when I say this. I'm just sincerely sending someone on a slow boat to China feels like a very old-timey insult that now like goes hard because it's come fully back around. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, you feel like the earth has spun so much while you're watching these games that it's like, you know what? Let's bring back the old-timey references at this rate.
So I don't know,
what I mean?
and I don't know if Dave can clarify if that's like an old diss, but I love that. It is. I love that.
I'm sure Polanco will be on the IL when Beatty comes back, but again, that's still too long.
Yeah,
That's still too long. And that's lifted to left field, down the left field line, and into the bleachers. It is now 12-4 Chicago, a 2-run homer for the switch hitting Ian Happ, who is basically like their Nimmo. And now, this one's gotten out of hand, and I think it's time for Brett Beatty to pitch.
Brett Beatty's already out of the game. Can't pitch.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. Luis Torrens, I guess?
Yeah.
That's the 5th home run of the year for Ian Happ.
106.4 off the bat, and I think that might have landed on the street somewhere in Chicago. He absolutely tanked that. We should mention, in between the single and the home run, Alex Bregman did ground out to Bo Bichette at third. So there is 1 out, nobody on, 12-4 Cubs.
Yeah.
And now Suzuki drives one the opposite way down the right field line. Nice play by Carson Benj over the shoulder in the corner, 2 out.
It's almost like he should be playing right field. But you know who's going to be in right field tomorrow, so. But hey.
Rankin pick. I mean, how is this manager not fired yet? I do think Carson. I said to Ibby that I don't think a manager is getting fired before May. If they lose all 4 of these, like if they lose another 3 games in a row, there's a chance he gets fired. You can't be a double-digit losing streak and just be like, yeah, no, it's all good.
Dave coming in with a number 199 saying, send them to Karg Island. I'm not sure of that reference, but again.
I actually read it really quick, and I thought it was Kong Island, it was wrong. It'd be Skull Island, where King Kong is from. So that is a reference that I also don't know.
Oh. Well, we have.
Sorry to make you explain your joke, Dave. Oh, it's in Iran.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Jeez.
I think no, I'm not gonna tell you how to. I'm not punching up your jokes here, Dave. But I would go with Kong. I would go with Skull Island. I think it's more fitting.
Yeah.
Shamanaya out there wearing it, and I do mean wearing it.
Yeah. There's a rumor Carlos Mendoza's gone after they're not going to fire him mid-series. Doubt it. I doubt it.
No,
they will when they get back.
Well, because here's the thing. It's kind of what I said before about pulling Beatty out like in the middle of the inning. There's no point in firing Mendoza in the middle of a series when you're going to end the road trip and you have an off day on Monday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be established, and we talked about this. Andrew and I talked about this on our pod 2 weeks ago.
Nice running play by Tyrone Taylor, making the play, 3 out.
Yep. Top of the 9th. Here we go. Did not have to use any of our position players yet, and this one is a blowout completely. This is just unwatchable. Unwatchable.
A couple people asked, I know Rankin Pick did, but a few other people asked when Soto's expected back, Carson. I believe it's sometime during the homestand, right? It's either like during the Twins series or during the Rockies series.
Yes, and that's what's it called? What Andrew and I were talking about. If they play like complete shit in that homestand where you're playing the Twins, the Rockies.
The Twins who are playing well right now, by the way, but yes, the Mets are a better team than the Twins.
And then the Nationals as well.
Yeah.
Then I think that's the nail in the coffin.
Yes, I do think it's going to be hard to justify keeping him with an 11-game losing streak if we get there. But if you do keep him, Carson, you're right. With the Twins, and I know they're in first place. I see some people in the comments.
Yeah.
With the Twins, the Rockies, and the Nationals, especially the Rockies and the Nationals, even if the Mets win a few of those games but look bad doing it and lose more than they win, I think that's where you could really see it. Yeah. Shout out to Dave. Send them
Shout
to
out
Jurassic
to Dave.
Park.
Another 199 saying send him to Jurassic Park. I think he's just going to empty out the wallet until he runs out of references. I think that's basically at the rate we're going at this point.
There's been too many Jurassic Park movies just in general. Most of them are very bad.
I'm not familiar with pretty much any of this type of stuff. So
okay, I do know
it's out of my league.
One of the islands of Jurassic Park that Jurassic Park is on is Isla Nublar, right? And that's where we could send them. I don't know. I don't remember the names of the other islands, but yeah. We could send them out there
because
we're
really
getting
were talking
deep
about
in the weeds
islands. Because if we were talking about islands, like my go-to obviously would be a certain island that's getting exposed recently. But I don't think we want to put that out there in that certain reference because that would get it demonetized. Just saying. Who's going to replace Mendoza? It likely could be Kai Correa, who's the bench coach that they do see as a future manager. Or I've also heard some stuff about Andy Green, who is still in the organization right now.
Or maybe Andy Martino, who's also in the
organization. Could be. He's probably like our highlight signing of the offseason right now as Tyrone Taylor turns the lineup over, and we are starting off our rally here.
Tyrone Taylor with I would say old school baseball people would call that a good piece of hitting. Taking a pitch that's low and away and driving it into right field for a single. That's a good piece of hitting
swing decision right there. Beautiful swing decision. And that would be something that Beatty swing would pull.
Yeah.
Because he's a dumbass.
We have Tommy Pham in the game. I guess pinch hitting for Carson Benj here.
Nice. Well, he's going to get it going.
They did bring in the lefty, so I see. And a side-arming lefty. Yeah. Flies out to right field. Yeah.
Colby Milner, who's David Stearns is actually very familiar with in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know mentioning David Stearns is kind of stupid, but we got plans being doped out by your co-host right now with one of my co-hosts.
Like a Jurassic Park show?
Yeah.
Isla Sorna. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys could do a great show about how every movie, especially after Jurassic Park 3, is completely useless. They get progressively worse. Like the first one's a masterpiece, and they just like take steps down with every movie after that.
Sequel's never good as the original. Sometimes that's basically
my
it. Dave, another 199. Shout out Dave. Dave's emptying the wallet for a blowout game right now. Mets are zombies like in Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, my favorite TV show of all time. Not the best TV show I've ever seen, but my favorite TV show of all time. For what it's worth. Since we're talking about nothing, Carson. Since we're filling dead air for a nonsense baseball game.
Well, we gotta bust out the old timey baseball cards next time if this gets to a blowout. I think this is one of the first blowouts they've had, to be honest. Sopranos is number 1. Okay.
Sopranos is great. It's probably not my number 1.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a few that I hear as like in like the TV show of all time, like Mount Rushmore. I hear Sopranos a lot. I hear All in the Family a lot. As
Bichette grounds to short.
And it looks like
that might be the ball game right there. Did they call him safe at second? No, that's it. He grounds into a double play.
That is it.
End the game.
Wow.
The Mets,
final
Carson,
line.
look at that line. The Cubs, 12 runs on 14 hits. The Mets, 4 runs on 14 hits.
Yep, shooting yourself in the foot. They got plenty of chances in this game. The pitching should have been a lot better. Kodai Senga, I'd say that you're one of the main culprits in this game because once again, showing how soft of a pitcher he can be. Guys, we'll stay on for like another 10 minutes and kind of just vent on this one. Guys, post-game coverage of this game later on. Matt and Evan are going to break this one down. And a blowout, 9 losses in a row. What else is there to say? It's just terrible baseball. It's terrible baseball. It's a product you don't want to watch at all. But you guys have been killing it here in the chat, though. We appreciate all of your support. Shout out to Dave for all the donations, emptying the wallet. Not emptying the wallet to the level that, Cohen does. But
Dave, again.
Cohen hasn't had much success emptying the wallet. So you know what? Maybe throwing it at a YouTube live stream is a little bit more smart into some of the pieces that they've brought in here that are not performing. Dave's saying, once again, thank you for the $4.99. I'm as good as the Mets. I know how to strike out too. Damn right. It's just, this is just bad. It's bad. I don't know what else to say at this point. I really don't.
It's so bad. It's just everything about it is bad. Again, like I think the only thing, and I'm not telling, I just want to be clear because there are people watching now who maybe weren't watching when I said this before. So I apologize for those of you who have been here, and Carson, we've been talking the whole time. Yeah. I'm not using this as an excuse because there are so many red flags and there is nothing that is enjoyable right now to watch about this team, full stop. The only saving grace is that it's April 17th.
That's it.
That's it. So I'm not going to sit here and say, don't worry, it's early. No, I'm just saying it is objectively so early that
I think collectively as a unit, this is at this point it's a leadership problem at this current moment. It really is. Because there's just no way guys fall flat on their face collectively like this without accountability. And you're like, oh, well, this player sucks. We need to make all these trades right now.
Right.
Like, we've seen enough of a sample now under Carlos Mendoza where these guys look unprepared and unfocused.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, like Alex Alex says it a little bit if you scroll up since June, guys. Like, yeah. But again, like I said earlier, and like we were talking about, they changed the entire coaching staff. They changed 60 some odd % of the players in the starting lineup. Like, it's almost impressive for it to feel, and not just feel, be so much like it was last year when the coaches are new and so many of the players are new. And that brings us back to, fairly or unfairly, the only common denominator here is the leadership that begins and ends with Carlos Mendoza. And I don't root for people losing their jobs, man. I don't want to, I know it's sports, right? Like that's the conversation. We say like, this guy needs to go, whatever. There's a human element that sucks as far as that's concerned. But like Carson, I think we're there, man. I think we're having this conversation. Like,
it just
got to
keeps
do
getting
something
worse. It just keeps getting worse. It's like whatever shoe that you expect to drop is dropping right now. And that's just how it feels. It feels like the sky is falling. You check the calendar and it's still an 162 game season. You're 20 games in. But they need something to rally around, and Carlos Mendoza isn't it.
No.
I just don't don't see it. Yeah, talking about seeing the glass half full. I think it's basically just for our own sanity at this point. I don't think any of us are full on being like, oh, I 100% believe this team is going to turn it around right now. I think it's just basically for our own sanity before we go completely insane, because this is a very long season and we're here for the long ride no matter what.
Well, that's the thing, Carson, too. Like, it's not even about being pessimistic versus optimistic.
Yeah.
We've just lived through too many baseball seasons. You can't flush the season 20 games in. It doesn't make sense to do that. That's just how it is. Like, think about how bad the Nationals were the year they won the World Series. You think about the adversity that the Braves went through the year that they won the World Series. You think about we mentioned it before, that scumbag Mickey Callaway. Weren't the Mets 10-1 to start that season? Whatever it was, 11-1. Like, it didn't matter. Like, you could start great and finish terribly. You could do the opposite. It's just, I'm not telling people to be positive. I'm not telling anyone to feel any sort of way. It's just, practically speaking, there are 142 games left. So, like, a lot of things can happen. The only thing I'm not going to, like, you could feel however you want. You could be pissed. You could be angry. You could be everything. But I'm not going to sit here and hear people say to me like, oh, this team's going to win 60 games. Like, they're not going to win 60 games. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, that's
it may not
where,
feel
that's
like
where
that
you
right
lose
now.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may not feel like that right now, but that's where you lose me, because it's just too soon. You shouldn't be watching scoreboards. You shouldn't be watching standings. But at the same time,
player stats, like, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I already say it on my show all the time. It's like, if you're going to give me 16 game samples of Nimmo versus Simeon right now, I'm not giving you the time of day. Like, I can't do that, because again, those guys were traded for each other, but they're not the comparison you should be making right now. And you also shouldn't be making comparisons in the middle of April. That's the stuff that annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Not to mention the people that say, again, oh, well, why did they get rid of the old team? They still did the same. Are you telling me you never saw the Mets lose 12-4 with that group? I remember
it felt like they lost.
Times.
It felt like that old group lost 12-4 once a week.
Yeah. And it's not even just in 2025.
No.
7 years of this. 7 years of it.
Correct.
Like, so you want to, and I'm just like saying, like, people are advocating for less of the ass. You've been ass with them, you're ass without them. Like, you're still not getting to the goal. You still won't. And I understand everybody's like, oh, well, I want the better team already. But that's not the goal when you spend millions and millions and millions of dollars every single year to just be better than the next team, or better than this, or better than that. Like, it's just bad. It's just bad right now. It's awful. It's awful to watch right now. Glimp here saying, who would replace Mendoza? Like I already said, Kai Correa is likely the most is the most likely because we're already hearing reports about him making. Remember, he was like the guy that report came out of him making the call to pinch hit Torrens in San Francisco, which personally I think is a bad look on Mendoza, but it is one of those things.
I'm surprised they let that get out.
Yeah, I am surprised. I think was it Mendoza who said it or it was somebody else? I have no idea who said it, but
yeah, I mean, even at the time, and this was before the losing streak, Mendoza's job is not secure enough when you go out and you bring in a guy like Kai Correa, who is going to have the option to go to other teams to be a bench coach as a potential manager in waiting. Your job's not secure enough, if Mendoza was the one who said it, to say that out loud into a microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to just credit his guy, and that's fair, but like, yo. Mm-mm.
Like when you're seeing things like that this early in the season too, where he just seems to be just completely lost in that. It's just, and listen, I'm not here to say that Mendoza is the main reason why this team is losing. But what was the main reason why the team was winning under him? Right. It wasn't because of him. It was because you had leaders in that clubhouse who were vocal and said something to start putting things together. The manager's supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to send a message. And listen, that's what I see as a leader in that clubhouse doing being proactive and seeing those certain details. And it's just, he's not. He really is not. And we talked about this, me and Frank, we went on about it all the time. The mismanagement of the players' health and wellness too has been concerning too. Like, again, Lindor, we don't know if something happened in that collision. We don't know. It hasn't been confirmed. But you can use little context clues as to like, okay, maybe do a concussion test. Do a concussion test to see if something's wrong. The way that they've been handling the Polanco situation is insane. We had a report from Pat Ragazzo, former guest on the show. He talked about, there's a possibility that Bichette's not running fully because of the PCL sprain he had last year. Like, this is bad. This is a bad look.
I hate to evoke this, but I'm going to. Just what you're talking about. It is Wilpon-esque.
Yeah.
We have not seen handling of injuries, and I'll leave the Lindor stuff out of it just for a moment. Like, you make some good points. I don't necessarily agree with you. I think there's no harm in doing a protocol. In that sense, I agree with you. I don't think
that's
he's
all I
concussed.
asked for.
I think there's something else going on. But just Polanco, Jared, and I won't even speculate on Bichette because I don't know, right? Like, I trust Pat Ragazzo, but I don't know. The stuff we do know, Soto not putting him on the IL, playing shorthanded. Polanco not putting him on the IL, essentially playing shorthanded, and then to a point where you're basically ruining his at-bats. Because 2 days ago in LA, he was swinging like he couldn't stand up. Now, there was a point maybe where he was still, I know his numbers don't look great. He was taking good at-bats, and he was having a little bit of bad luck, and he was hitting the ball hard or whatever. Then from the game that I was at, the Yamamoto-McLean game, and the following day, he was swinging like he could barely stand up. That's awful. He's still not been IL'd. Jared Young, they did get him IL'd. They did get him the screening and now the surgery. But even that moved at a rate that seemed suspicious to me. All of that, I have not seen mishandlings or mismanagement of injuries since Ray Ramirez to that level. This is bad. It's bad.
It just doesn't look great, and especially after, along with the team losing, the bullpen decisions, like it's all Mendoza with everything being cleared out the way that it was with him coming back. He's got to speak for it. He has to. And if you're not aware of this, it's a problem. It really is. And it's going to fall on him. And I'm not saying that David Stearns is completely, scot-free here. I'm not saying that. At this current point, that's where you talk about 20 games into the season. Stearns put his stamp on this team, finally, in his third year here. That's where you go 20 games into the season. But now you go over to Mendoza as of right now as the common denominator, because this is a completely different team, new coaches, different players, and they still look just as unprepared. Yeah, just as unprepared and unfocused. And it's not even just, they're losing. The way that they are losing.
Correct.
It goes on the manager. It goes on the manager the way that they are losing.
And you're right, Carson. You said this a bunch of times. Eventually, it will get to Stearns in a more prominent way. And it's not to say that it's going to take the full season. I think it will take the full season for it to really, like, just to see where we're at. And then we can make a proper, we could define what Stearns did this year. But it may come sooner, because they might be terrible for the next 6 weeks. And now we're starting to look at, the manager's already been fired, and now it's Memorial Day and the season is really here in earnest and they look awful and none of these guys are performing. Then we could start to really turn our attention to Stearns. Rosie's saying Stearns put his stamp on the team, so he owns this. He does. But to Carson's point, this is where you have to be careful. It is only 20 games.
Yeah.
And if they do turn it around, be fair, he owns that too. So just be careful. And Rosie's a great commenter on your show. Rosie's a great commenter on our show. So it's not an attack at Rosie. I'm just using that as the jumping off point, where that's where you just have to be careful for your own sake, because if you lay all of the blame at somebody's feet and then the roster turns it around, well, then they get all of the credit. If they're getting all the blame, they get all of the credit. Now, on the flip side of that, I'm easy saying the injuries is on Stearns if guys aren't put on the DL. I agree there. That's where you can fairly criticize Stearns, because Mendoza doesn't control the roster, but not like that. That's on Stearns in the front office. So if you have a problem with Polanco in the IL, which I do, I am going to blame Stearns for that. That is very bad.
It is. It is really bad. And I don't know what angle they're going at. Like I've already said, I don't get what we're doing here, where like I feel like we're losing the plot. Like I've really come to a point where I'm like, okay, what exactly are we doing here, and what is the thought process? Because I feel like there's something being left in the dark that maybe we absolutely do not know about, some of either these injuries or the certain thought process between some of these managerial decisions. I'm just not seeing it. And I feel like at this point, it feels like malpractice when you put out a new team, try to put out a new identity, new coaches, and you're still seeing the same shooting yourself in the foot the way that they do. And I think it comes from management, it comes from the players, it comes from the coaches, it comes from everybody. But it's like, how I would define this team is the equivalent of everything, putting Brett Beatty in right field. That's how I put it in the equivalent. Just constantly doing something that doesn't make sense, shouldn't make sense, shouldn't happen, but you're just doing it for the sake of doing it.
That's actually a really good point. Not to dump on Beatty, because it's not even about Beatty.
No, it's not about Beatty.
It's about the thought process that allows Beatty to be in that spot. I know, and I said this to Ibby on our show. Like, I know Tyrone Taylor gets exposed the longer he plays. Yeah. I understand that. Sure. I know that before he went on the IL, Jared Young's not a great outfielder. Both of those guys are better outfielders in every sense of the word than Brett Beatty. And if you need to play an outfielder, you should be playing one of those guys more often than not.
Yeah. And
you don't even have the excuse of getting Beatty in there to shake things up, or with a tough, blank-handed pitcher on the mound, because Tyrone Taylor hits righty and Jared Young is a left-handed hitter. So you have the ability to get those guys in favorable matchups. Oh, you know what? Put them in there against the opposite-handed pitcher. And even now, while he's not a great outfielder, MJ Melendez and Tyrone Taylor also both are better outfielders than Brett Baty.
Yeah.
And they are also opposite hand hitters. So you get those guys in there. You don't need to force Baty into the lineup in a position he has no business playing to get his bat in there. What bat?
Yeah.
You want to put, I know he had a bad game.
Yeah, exactly. They're
first.
saying the bat that went off in the second half, which, again, that bat pounded the ball into the ground almost 60% of the time.
And yes, and Carson, look, I know he had a bad day and we could joke about it. He had a bad game at first base today.
Of course.
But it's not even the same. Like, I have no issue with most situations if Baty's going to play a little bit of first base. He's a good third baseman. He could play a decent first base. I don't have a problem with it today, notwithstanding. He had a bad game. He had a couple balls clunk off his glove.
Yeah.
It looked really bad. Fine. He could play first base. I don't have an issue with that. Polanco can't play. Vientos doesn't deserve to play every day. Baty can play first. There's no reason for him to be in the outfield.
Yeah, exactly.
At any given time, there's 4 or 5 better outfielders on the roster than him.
Tommy Pham should be playing in the corner outfield before him. And Tommy Pham is 38 years old.
And he's not a good outfielder anymore.
And listen, I'm okay. I've always said about this. I'm okay with the 4 shortstops in the infield. I think that's a great idea to maximize range for overall run prevention. I think that's a great idea, having shortstops on the infield. But when you have the traits of guys who shouldn't be, the traits of guys who are being in right field, like what do we know about right field? You need, plus range, you need a strong arm. Who knows about his range in the outfield because he doesn't play the outfield?
Right.
And his arm is weaker than Nimmo's, the one that we got rid of.
To not play in right field.
Yeah, to have Benj play in right field, which he hasn't been doing because they have to have Baty in the lineup because they believe, this bat needs to be in the lineup. What bat? What bat needs to be in the lineup? The one that pounds the ball into the ground 60% of the time? The one that can't hit a non-fastball? The one that has not changed at all despite that little breakout yesterday? Like, what is this delusion that they are seeing? Is it just the bat speed?
I don't know. And it's like this, it's so frustrating that we have to talk about this because this team is so, right now, has so many issues beyond Brett Baty. But like you said, and like I said, he is a microcosm for the poor decision making. But Elvin's in the comments, don't look up Bo Bichette's defensive metrics at third then.
Yeah.
Because you'll be disappointed. Not even accounting for the fact that Bo Bichette could be a markedly worse defender at third, and his bat would make up for so much compared to Baty because he is that much better of an offensive player. So he actually has leeway where he could be worse and still be the better option to start every day in that spot. But let's not even talk about the fact that he's grading out positively.
Yeah.
Just like I thought he would.
Yeah. And again, he is not going to get to that Nolan Arenado level.
No.
You're not going to see that.
He's not.
And to be honest, again, I go back to it all the time. Years ago, before they signed Eduardo Escobar, I think they screwed the pooch, not trading for Matt Chapman. That'll always be my stance. Bo Bichette to his left and to his right, which is one of the crucial parts at third base. He's +1. In front of him, he's -1 because obviously the arm is not the best, obviously, and him charging and throwing over. He isn't a third baseman, but he's playing like one.
Yeah. Also, just to be clear, we understand, and I've said this on my show a lot, that basically every professional baseball player, pitchers, outfielders, catchers, whatever, they've all at some point in their development played shortstop, whether it was little league, high school, college, in the minors, whatever. Right. So I'm not even Vientos was a shortstop in the minor leagues at some point. What I'm trying to say is Bo Bichette played for 6 years as a major league shortstop. I know he was a bad one, but he was a major league shortstop.
Yes.
To think that that person cannot be adequate at third base at the major league level is just a flawed thought process. It just is. He was a major league shortstop for 6 years.
Yes.
He would have gotten moved seasons ago if he was unplayable there. He would have gotten moved in the minors the way Vientos did, the way a lot of players do. He didn't, Carson, because he's athletic enough to do it. And then it became, okay, yeah, maybe it's not the best fit, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we'll play him at second. Okay, great. And then the Mets decided to play him at third. I know he doesn't have the strongest arm in the world, but his arm does grade comparably to who? Alex Bregman. Now, he's never going to be Bregman. He doesn't have some of the pure defensive ability that Bregman or Prime Arenado or Matt Chapman or Manny Machado, he's not them. But to think that he can't do it is just, or that Beatty should be there instead is insane to me. When also, like I said earlier in the show, he's gotten better every week, it seems like. Game over game, it's like, oh, he looks more comfortable and now he's better. Shocking.
Yeah. And Bo Bichette and Beatty are both pretty much the same arm strength. So would you rather have an actual major league shortstop playing third base, or do you need Brett Beatty, who made some diving catches in your TikTok montages? It's just, I don't know. We all know the MO. We got some reports from Armand. Shout out to Armand, who collects a lot of this stuff. Per SNY TV on Twitter, Mendoza on Senga making his next scheduled start. We just finished a game here. As of right now, he's in line, but we have an off day. We'll see. I have to talk to Stearns and the pitching guys. That's coach speak for maybe not, right? Yeah, maybe not. And the fact that has turned on its axis after 5 starts this year. 4 starts. It's been 20 games. They've had no injuries. 4 starts. That's a problem. That says a lot more about Senga than it ever could about the Mets' state of the rotation. And this is the type of stuff that I talk about with Senga. We know the talent's there. We know it's there. Will he be on the mound to show it? And Andrew, if he were here, he would be preaching, because he is tired of Kodai Senga. He is done. He's moving on. But it just shows you how much this guy needs to be perfect. And I thought that maybe in spring it looked a little promising. He was throwing a little bit more with conviction. He was going deeper into the games. Once again, the cards fall. Everything falls off the table for him, and he can't handle it. He couldn't wear it to 5 innings. And of course, we have a manager that enables that and says, "Okay, Senga, that's fine. Go out there and sulk in the clubhouse while we have Minaya wear out the rest of the game." Who also, by the way, was more hurt than you last year.
Yeah. Rosie's saying, remember when Stearns said they would be crazy to rely on Senga? The Mets were relying on Senga. Good times. They're not really relying on Senga.
No, they want him to be a back-end guy, and he still isn't capable of that.
The 4 or 5 starter.
Yeah.
The problem is that everything else in this team looks so bad. So if you think about it, McClain has been great. We know how talented he is. He's already pushing himself into the conversation of being a top 20 starter in Major League Baseball. It's incredible. He could be the next. He's got the stuff and the makeup and the mindset to be the next great Mets starting pitcher that they've developed, right?
Absolutely.
Freddie Peralta, outside of a little bit of bad luck, the ERA doesn't look great. He's been pretty much as advertised. You want him to go a little deeper in these games, but he has been a true frontline guy. And I think he will continue to be that. And Clay Holmes has been as good, if not better than last year, building off of that. That's a very good 1 through 3. The problem is The offense looks terrible, so it's destroying everything. The lack of preparedness looks terrible. The defense, which was emphasis on run prevention, and I think overall they've sort of accomplished that, but now they're playing so poorly that they've not accomplished that. You know what I mean, Carson? Like, I think
just
they have
putting
the
things
guys
in a blender, and they're like, "Here, do it."
Yeah, like
ahead.
let's give it a go. And it's like, no, just do the thing that's going to make more sense. And then you have Peterson also being bad. And so it's making the Mets look like they are relying on Senga, but they're not really relying on Senga. And also, yes, to your point, Minaya is out of the rotation, but Minaya is also bad. They're not relying on any of these guys. In a month, 2 of the 3 of them might be off the team, and we might be looking at Christian Scott and Jack Wenninger in this team. And they'll probably be better for it.
Jack
Wenninger looks like he could be at worst a 5th starter right now.
Because he doesn't walk anyone. Like he pitches with a lot of conviction. He gets ahead of the count very easily.
Yeah.
Even somebody like who is in Double-A right now, Zach Thornton, could be knocking on the door of David Peterson as well. Another guy that doesn't walk many. Good sinker baller as well. Has actual, put away stuff when... And again, it's hard not relying on the young guys, and I'm not going to put it completely in their hands, but when something's not working, something's not working. They should have sold high on David Peterson. They should have traded Kodai Senga. They should have sold high on Brett Beatty. Mark Vientos shouldn't be here either.
And they should have never, and I said this at the time, this is not revisionist history. Me and Ibby talked about it. They should have never signed Sean Manaea to that contract. I understand why they did.
And I was completely wrong about that. I was happy to have him back, but it went off the rails real quick.
I understand
the
why they
went
did.
sour. The contract went sour before the ink even dried.
Yeah. And I understand why they did. He was the legitimate ace of this team down the stretch in 24. He kind of deserved the contract, but I don't think they should have gave it to him, because what he has shown now is that he's the guy who got that 1 year, $10 million, prove it. Worst case scenario, you'll be a swing man. If you make the rotation, good on you. You'll earn some money. That's who he's been since he signed the 3-year deal, which is the guy he's been, by the way, for most of his career. So
Beatty,
it's just
Beatty. I'm trying not to dump on him so much, but it's like this constant delusion. They asked him, Brett Beatty, on the 2 ground balls he wasn't able to handle today versus the Cubs. I've got to make both of them. I feel like I make those plays 10 times out of 10. I don't care if the first one was a hit. The play should be made. But you didn't make them, so you can't make them 10 times out of 10. Like, this is the thing. Like, what is this message that's being sent here? That, like, oh, he can play any position because he's a utility guy. And listen, I'm not saying that he's bad at first base. I think he's been okay at first base. I think Vientos has been okay relatively across from some other plays. I think Jared Young has been the best out of all of them. Jorge Polanco, I think, to be honest, they got to cut his limbs off at this point because he can't even move at this point. And, it's going to get so bad at the rate that they're going. We still don't have a announcement for him yet. I don't get, like, I don't want to hear these guys talk anymore. I don't want to hear anything else, because all it's going to do is just make me angry. Like we were already said, it's like, it's either I hate, like, it's either like, fuck you or I love you right now, because we're seeing nothing, and we're seeing nothing improve from day to day. They just got an off day. They looked even more sleepy today.
Yeah. And you talk about an injection of life and an injection of athleticism, even dealing with the injuries. I don't know how he'd look over there, though I know he has experience. You could easily IL Polanco.
Yeah.
Put Melendez at first base, who's earned some at-bats. call up Ronnie Mauricio and DH him.
You could.
I don't know if
Could,
that's
but
ideal.
it seems like
I
they don't
know
want to
if
give him the time of day either.
Right, but that's foolish to me again, and this is where some of my animosity towards Brett Beatty comes from. Why does Ronnie Mauricio not get a 25% of the leeway that Brett Beatty gets? Why is Ronnie Mauricio, even people who are like, oh, I think Ronnie could be pretty good, we should look to trade him. There are people who say that on Twitter and in my show and on your show and everything. It's like, okay, and maybe Ronnie's nothing either. But if you just compare the three of them, Ronnie, Vientos, and Beatty, Ronnie is the best all-around baseball player of the three. He's the most athletic. He's the most talented. He's the best defensive version, and he has the highest offensive potential. So why are we not entertaining it? Now,
I'll answer that for you.
I know you don't want to call him up and sit him on the bench, but that's why I'm saying, and he is a little bit square peg round hole because he can't play the outfield. You're not going to play him at third instead of Bichette. You're not going to play him at short instead of Lindor, and you're not going to play him at second right now, although maybe we could have that conversation in the future, instead of Simeon. So put Melendez at first, call up Mauricio, and put fucking Polanco on the IL.
Yeah. Exactly. I think Melendez is more fit. He's another guy who should be playing right field instead of Brett Beatty because he has a cannon of an arm.
Cannon.
But it's a missile because obviously he's a former catcher. And that wasn't the main reason as to why they moved him off of being a catcher. But the only answer to this of Beatty getting the leeway he is getting is this.
She wanna go viral.
I can't tell you anything else. Because he stinks.
Yeah.
And Ronnie and listen, in comparison to Ronnie Mauricio, to be fair, he has lost a lot of time. And maybe that time is something he can't get back. But if you're not going to give him the time of day, trade him.
Yes. Because
trade him.
I also think that Ronnie Mauricio, of those three players, has the most trade value because he is untapped. I know he didn't do himself any favors with some of the at-bats he took as a right-handed hitter last year, pretty much all of the at-bats, if we're being fair. And that's fine. But Ronnie Mauricio still represents untapped potential.
He does.
People know what Vientos is, or at least they think they do. And I think people are learning really quickly what Brett Beatty is. And I see Jermaine Dunn in the comments saying Mauricio can't hit curveballs. Brett Beatty can't hit.
Brett Beatty can't hit anything.
Brett Beatty can't hit. Brett Beatty can't hit. Now, maybe Mauricio can't hit curveballs. Maybe he never will learn. And maybe he's going to flail. But you know what Mauricio could also do? He could turn a game on its ear because he can hit one 400 feet.
Yeah.
Everybody people tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm not, so it doesn't matter. Mark Vientos' sophomore slump last year was not that worse from Brett Beatty's breakout season. Look at them side by side. Some of the numbers are near identical. The WAR is obviously much higher for Beatty because, especially last year, Vientos gave you nothing defensively and Beatty gave you a lot. So obviously his WAR is going to be skewed because WAR favors defensive players.
Yeah, especially at third base.
Especially at third base. But other than that, there's a lot of numbers, whether it's under the hood, whether it's advanced statistics, whether it's, regular statistics. They're not that far off, Carson. They're really not.
I'll give you the statistics again, which, again, people flame me for this because, again, it came with a 40-minute compilation of this. I don't know if you've seen this, of what I put out. This was weeks ago. Tell me that I'm wrong here. He hasn't changed at all. Against non-fastball, he hasn't changed. Yeah. It's the same. And you compare this to the league average, this is not a bat you have in the lineup. He can't hit anything but a four-seam fastball, and he can't hit anything above 94. His swing decisions suck. His plate discipline overall is not good.
Yeah.
And it's been
Yeah,
like this
'cause
the whole time.
If he had some
But
of
hey,
these,
like, it's just.
if he had some of those same deficiencies, but he had better
How do we
plate
know?
discipline.
That's the thing.
Well, right.
He's got like 12. He's got what, 120 plate appearances in the majors? How would we know? Beatty is over what, 1,200?
Yeah.
Or whatever, 1,300? Like, enough of this. Stop trying to make it happen.
It's never going to be a thing.
He's 26. He's a super kindergartner now.
Yeah.
It's enough already.
I told you this.
He was
I said
drafted as a 19-year-old out of high school.
Yeah.
That should have been the first red flag that, hey, he probably failed 5th grade. Hey, he might be stupid. And I say that in more of a, I say that in more of a, you know, in a joking way.
Sure.
But it's like, it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed at all. Ronnie Mauricio has certainly changed. A lot of things have changed for him. Not for the good either.
Right.
You're just basically just letting him rot. He's just rotting. That's it. He's rotting away.
I mean, but I think these are some of the things you're going to start to see. I think if this continues on this trajectory, I think the manager will be fired. I don't know when, but I think it will happen at some point. I think you could see potentially, especially once guys get healthy, right? It's a little harder to do this now, but you know, Mike Tauchman will get healthy and Jared Young will get healthy and Polanco will get healthy. Obviously Soto's going to be back hopefully very soon. And there are some people on this roster that don't need to be here, like a Tommy Pham, right? But, you know, Tommy Pham might start hitting. Even at 38, I have more of a belief that Tommy Pham's going to start hitting over Brett Beatty or Mark Vientos. And so what you might start to see is, like I said earlier, you might see a situation where Mark Vientos is out of options, is DFA'd. You might see a situation where Brett Beatty, who I think has one option left, is optioned. And they're just like, that's it, man. That's it. Because I'll tell you what, we could talk about certain things in the game and whatever is going on. And it's not even fair to compare them because he's only had 20 games in his major league career. Carson Benj looks better. He looks like he's figuring stuff out as it goes. I think he's going to get his lumps. I think there's times he's going to look bad on fastballs. I think there's times he's going to be overmatched by a pitcher who's got nasty stuff he's never seen before. I think his approach is more like he doesn't really know how to pull yet. And I think that's part of the problem. But if people are healthy and he's hitting 8th or 9th and playing a plus or even just an average right field, that is a contributor for you. He can have the opposite field approach and he can play defense and it's fine. Also, he's 23.
Yeah.
And he's had 9 minutes of baseball time here at the major leagues.
Yeah. And he hasn't had had much time in the minors either.
No. So
like it's been 5 years now. 5 years with this guy. And you know what's funny is they sent him down and then called him up so many times that he's not even in an arbitration yet. And he's already been on this major league roster. I can't do another 3 years of this.
Yeah.
He's a dud. He's a dud. He's not good.
I mean, Farrell saying, Jay Farrell, if they fired Mendoza now and went to an interim manager, isn't that kind of a wash at this point, the season? Phillies did it and went to the World Series.
True. They did.
Like 3 years ago. I'm not saying the Mets are going to go to the World Series. I'm just saying. Like,
I saw some people
it's
up
too
there
early to
of
be
this
a
third
wash.
base
And the
conversation.
Phillies, and the Phillies didn't do it until June.
Yeah.
The Phillies were so bad, they fired Joe Girardi on like May 30th. Thompson took over and they went to the World Series. So no, it's not a wash on the season. There's 100.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying not, again, I want people to be angry. This sucks. You should be angry, but you have to have the perspective that I know we all have as baseball fans of how long this season is. And I'm not saying this so that you could be positive and not negative or optimistic and not pessimistic or half full and not half empty. There's 142 games left. I don't want to hear wash on the season. 142.
You can have more of a conversation about that maybe in like on Memorial Day, maybe.
Yes, Memorial Day we can start to talk.
Yeah,
could
that's when you start to
strong.
talk. Then you
And
get
I'm not
near
trying
the
to go
All-Star
with you,
break, then you're
Jay
talking about
Farrell.
the trade deadline.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
like
not-
you get closer and closer, but it's 20 games in. That's how I see it. But that's not us saying, "Oh, be positive, we're going to be fine." No one is trying to sell you a bill of goods. No one.
I'm not saying don't worry, it's 20 games in. I'm just saying literally I'm saying worry, there's some problems, and I'm also
There's
worried.
ways to turn it around because
But
it
there are-
looks like right now as a whole everyone's playing like crap.
Correct.
That's how it looks like. And
Correct.
it looks like it's a little bit more of a deeper thing than just, "Oh, we need to trade this guy."
And again, if you watch your show or our show, and again, Jay Farrell, I'm not coming at you. Like I know it. Like I'm not picking on you.
Yeah.
If you go out of your way to ingest baseball content like Mets Weekly, like TilMetsDoUsPart, you're going out of your way to be here with us now. You know baseball. You want to be in the discourse. You want to be involved. So then you know that there's 142 games left, and it's just too early to eulogize any season. Carson, if the Mets were 0-20, there's still 42 games left. Now, if they were 0-20, the manager would already be fired, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And, Jay Farrell saying, I get what you're saying. I'm not seeing the season as a wash, but I'm asking if going to an interim, it feels like the front office is giving up on the season at that point. I think they're giving up on the season when they sell at the deadline, personally.
I agree with that. I actually think it's the opposite. I think teams fire managers to try to get a spark. We're talking about, people have said, there's no accountability. Okay. You know how you show accountability to everyone? You fire the guy at the top. So if you're worried about, Lindor's head not being in the game, or guys only collecting paychecks, or all the stuff that people have been saying throughout this entire stream that we've done where people don't care and this and that and this and that and this and that. Well, first of all, if you believe that, it's the manager's fault. That's the first thing. Second of all, if the Mets believe that, then fire the guy whose fault it is and tell everyone, get your shit together. So I think it's the opposite, respectfully. I think it's the fact that if you do that, you're saying, hey, guys, we changed the roster. We changed the coaches. We kept the guys that we believed could win and we wanted to win with. Now we're firing there's only so many other things we can do before this whole thing comes crashing down. And then Stearns gets fired, and then people say Lindor can never win.
People will pair Stearns and Mendoza, and they should, because Stearns brought in Mendoza.
Sure.
However, it was this constant transition of, in and out of players that he inherited, guys that maybe he did not want, but in certain types of prices. Again, that's such a different thing, but it's like, it's the same rhetoric as, well, if Beatty sucks, well, we got to bag on Vientos too. If Mendoza sucks, we got to bag on Stearns too. And listen, criticism of Stearns right now is fully merited. 100% is. But we all knew that this was about him putting his stamp on this team, and to judge that after 20 games is something you just can't do. I can judge Carlos Mendoza when a lot of things have not changed. From what he was doing in year 1 to year 3, because I don't want another 2024. I don't want another slow start to the season. I don't want another, we need to bring in a Latin pop singer. We need to rally around Grimace. I don't want to see that, because to be honest, in 2024, that wasn't sustainable. Everything that happened in 2024 was not repeatable. If you're going to tell me that you're going to try to find another Jose Iglesias, try to find another sequel, which, like we say, the sequel is not as good as the original. If you're trying to find another Jose Iglesias, okay, let's try and find let's try to find a 36-year-old Latin pop singer who will bat over 300 for you and have a career year. Go ahead and go and find that. If you want to tell me that that's Jose Iglesias, what did he do last year? Not what he did here in 2024. So it's just not repeatable. It isn't repeatable. And they can't rely on that as a crutch after adding on to an NLCS run in 2024, adding on Juan Soto and saying, this team is just fine. Just add pitching. Add pitching. No. Let's not forget, Stearns wanted Counsell, not Mendy. I think it was half and half, but personally, I never thought that Counsell was coming here. Never thought he was coming here. I didn't expect him to go to the Cubs. I did not expect him to go to the Cubs. But, that's just that. Guys, I think, we're going to probably pack it up in like about 10-ish minutes. We can go to the fourth hour. I don't even know if we'll set up a post game. I'll let Evan and Matt know. I'll ask them if they want to do so. Because again, we're just ranting at this point. But you need to right now. You kind of need to, because everything that's in front of us from all aspects is going wrong. Everything. To a point where you're like, how is a near $400 million payroll going this wrong? That you're like, okay, maybe they could turn it around because it's so early. But also it's like, this is a mess. This is a complete mess right now.
You can't use this as it's inherently not a positive. And again, I'm not trying to spin this. There is a part though where you're like, too many things are going poorly at once that shouldn't be going this poorly. Where it's like, yeah, we know Lindor's a slow starter, but like, what's going on?
Mental lapses.
What's up with this? Right. And like, it's like, okay, Bichette actually hasn't been bad, but he's not been as advertised. And I do think Bo Bichette's going to hit because all he's ever done is hit. And so like, there's things where you're like, not all of this can be this bad. I mean, we could talk about the pitching, right? Senga could suck. Peterson could suck. Manaea could suck. But the Mets are equipped, maybe not right this second. And look, I don't think it's going to take as long as it did last year because I think Stearns learned his lesson in terms of urgency. Like Jack Wenninger is close. Now, I don't want these people to come up and feel like they have to be saviors, but they won't. Because last year, the problem was the Mets didn't have anybody at the top of the rotation. If the Mets went to the playoffs, Nolan McLean was going to start game one as a rookie with 8 minutes of experience. Well, they don't have to worry about that now. Wenninger can come up and be your 5. Tong can come up and be your 4. And Christian Scott can come up. He could be your 5. Like, that's what I mean. Like, there are people, they're not going to be asked to be at the top of the rotation. The top of the rotation is Freddie Peralta and Nolan McLean, and it's a damn good one. And you could do a lot worse than Clay Holmes as your 3. So these guys being asked to get stuff done at the back end, I think they're gonna be gone. And that's why, like, I'm not trying to dump on Beatty or Vientos, but after they let go of the manager or slightly before, if it gets to that, Beatty's going to get optioned. Vientos is going to get DFA'd. The guys are going to get healthy and they're going to run out of room. So
and this comes to, I want them to make a statement, but they're not going to because they're still so infatuated with Brett Beatty. I want them to make a statement that because like if you do actually see him as an outfielder right now, when Juan Soto gets back, you option Brett Beatty. But they're not going to do that. It's going to be Pham, or if it's Melendez, I'm going to lose it. I really am going to lose it because they're like, oh, well, it's a left-handed bat for a left-handed bat. I swear
it can't.
Absolutely not.
It won't be. Melendez.
If you're going to choose Brett Beatty over Melendez, a guy that Stearns brought in, then we've lost the plot completely.
The way Melendez has hit so far, and it's just been 2 games. So small sample size to the nth degree. Carson, I think Melendez would have to go 0 for now until Soto's ready for it to be Melendez.
Likely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he'd have to go 0 for the rest of the way until Soto's healthy. And then maybe I'd entertain it where it's like, okay, it's a hot 2 games. You could send him down. But like, I don't think he's going to do that. He's putting together good at bats.
I think he's going to keep
the
going
to drive a baseball.
I think he's going to keep going because he's got Tyone and he also has Assad as well. They're both right-handers who stuff the strike zone.
Yeah.
So, again, I think he's going to keep going. He's
and
right.
Neither one of those guys, especially Tyone now, like, they don't have stuff. They're not stuff
Tyone's like he used to have better stuff, but he's not what he was. Like we already know the constant injuries. We know he's what is he? He's like a 2-time cancer survivor, isn't he? He's like it's a long, like he's had a long journey to the majors, obviously. But you know he is what he is. Like he's a back end starter now. So again, I think that those are the types of guys you can take. You even were seeing they had 14 hits today. They just couldn't clutch up because again, the constant. You know, we go back to the manager, the constant message that, hey, swing first pitch with runners in scoring position. That's fine. That's fine. No process, no due process. And when you're seeing good process, it's too late. Like we were already talking about the green shoots, jokingly, obviously. But Lindor, you know, hustling out of the box and things. It's too late. Like it was already too late. You were already buried. And of course, a lot of that had to do with Senga's performance today. But it's just, yeah. Yeah, we're still here, Ebby.
I'm good. We just wanted to get our thoughts out once we weren't distracted by the game, but I'm good. I'm good.
Vent session, yeah.
Because now the only thing we're gonna do now is just rehash stuff that we kind of already have, but I think it's different once you say something 3 hours ago in the context of the game versus now the game's over. You have the finality of it. I don't mind repeating, but I think if we stay here, you and I can just talk to each other in circles about the stuff that we don't have answers to. So I think Ibby's probably right.
And then we also know we can crack jokes forever too. Like that's the thing. We could do a 24-hour stream of this. That's literally what we could do. But I mean, obviously, this is a Ferris Bueller reference. I do know it is. I actually have that video saved on my phone. I had that with I think I was making fun of Jimmy Garoppolo when he was still here. With the team, with the Mets, with the Raiders, and I was like, "Just go home. It's over, dude. Like it's done. You're dead cap. That's it." But either way, I think we're gonna just end it off here. TBD on if we do post game here because we've pretty much covered and vented on pretty much everything, and it looks like Evan and Matt are kind of busy until then. So I'll talk to them off of that. But we will be back tomorrow for 2:20 p.m. Eastern time. For the next pitching matchup, which I believe is going to be Freddie Peralta versus Jamison Tyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this watch-along stream and maybe a little bit of a bonus podcast at the end here. We definitely, listen, it's worth it because this team is not in a good position as of right now. But like we said, still early. Make sure to subscribe to the Mets Weekly YouTube channel. Turn on those post notifications. And like I said, post game, I have no idea. Make sure to follow TilMetsDoUsPart. All the links are in the description, including your co-host Ibby. His links are also in there as well. So Ibby, you're getting something out of this. So you're gonna get you'll get your followers as well along with this for your contributions to this stream. And I'll definitely look back at some of the comments. Because those are always fun to see looking back. But, I mean, the conversation was great. The team is not. That's pretty much how it is. If you're watching on playback, you want to join the conversation in the future, post notifications. Follow Mets Weekly on TikTok and on X. Follow us individually. Links are all in the description. Let's go Mets. And we will see you guys tomorrow.